Yo, what's up? Let's roll. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the patrons, i.e. you. We appreciate you joining us here this evening on this Friday night. We'll run through some National Football League props for you. I don't know what the plan's going to be for tomorrow yet. I don't really think that far ahead, to be honest. But I'm not going to the UFC. It's going to cost me too much. Like, basically, I'll go to the UFC. It'll cost me a ton. And then I'd rather just bet that and try to turn it over and watch the UFC. So we have the UFC to get us through tomorrow night into the National Football League on Sunday. I might do an earlier show again tomorrow, and then I do have to go. Last week I said I'm going to do an earlier show, and I ended up staying in for 6 hours and doing a fucking marathon show. But I have no choice. I have to go to the sports book tomorrow, so I might go and watch the UFC there. 2-0 Islanders. I'm locked and loaded, Mr. Local tonight. Had a piece of the Brooklyn Nets. Now I got a piece of the New York Islanders. And the Islanders have just taken a 2-0 lead as underdogs, too. I also have the Florida Panthers as underdogs tonight as well. Here are the Islanders. It's been 0-0 all night. They just scored, and then boom, they just scored again, 2-on-1. And I'll tell you what, the New York Islanders are a lot like the team that they share an arena with, the Brooklyn Nets, in which they win a hell of a lot, and people don't know it. People don't like talk about it. It's good. In fact, I should stop. I got to stop pimping up the net so much because people are going to start to catch on about this basketball team. Dry in here. I have the heat now. I have the heat on. Yeah, so the Islanders. Listen, did anyone think the Islanders were going to be good this year after they lost John Tavares? No, I didn't. Coming into this year, I thought the Devils were going to be pretty good. I thought the Devils would be pretty good. I thought the Rangers would be like sort of less than average. And I thought the Islanders would be terrible. You know, that was what that was my prediction. I wasn't like overly enthusiastic about the Islanders season coming into the year. The Brooklyn Nets are another story. I watch a lot of NBA basketball, so like it really is. It's become my favorite league to watch. Like the NFL is a betting league to me. Like, for the most part, NFL games are kind of crap. They're boring. Like, I fall asleep more watching NFL than I do anything else, besides, like, golf. Like, NFL football, like, to me, college football is more exciting. But college football isn't as good as the NFL. Like, it's hard to explain. It's every sport is different. Every sport is different. Now, listen, I love football. I talk like this way about the NFL because I do love it, but basically you love the NFL Sunday. You don't love the game. Like that's the thing people don't realize. Well, I think a lot of people realize. I got into it with Corey today. I'm amazed that Corey, someone that's in fantasy, doesn't understand. He's like, no. Like I told him, without fantasy football and without betting on football, the NFL would be like the CFL. Like you have a couple of hardcore fans. you wouldn't have fucking 85,000 people in the stadium. You'd have about half as many people watching. I'd say maybe even the ratings would drop maybe 60%, 70%. Like people, like when people talk about NFL Sunday and they talk about it on Monday, like they're with their buddies and whatever at work or online and whatever, it's never really about a game. You know what I mean? Like people, when even like me as a gambler and us as gamblers, we're not like, oh, I can't wait until the Cowboys play the Giants this Sunday. I'm a Bills fan. I'm like, I can't wait till the Bills play the fucking Jets this Sunday. No, it's basically, I can't wait to bet on 16 games this Sunday. And it's the thrill of not knowing what's going to happen. That's the thrill of Sunday NFL football. Like I said, you'll have your hardcore nut jobs, mostly older people that will die off. And like anyone under fucking 30 is only watching the NFL for fantasy football and gambling. Let's just be real. I mean, I don't even think it's a debate. I can't even believe like it's a fucking argument here. Like there's not a league that's more dependent on it. Like people that go to baseball games actually like baseball. They're not betting on it. Unless you're Pete Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not betting on it. You know, like there's families eating hot dogs and like there's not families eating hot dogs and ice cream at football games. There's fucking drunk people punching each other in the back of the head. There's angry fucking bettors in the end zone drinking beer, fucking yelling at the players because they're getting screwed for their point spreads. And you got geeks on their fucking phones looking at their fantasy fucking lineup. What's going on in the rest of the league? Like people, like I said, people love the NFL. I'm not saying people don't love the NFL. They obviously love the NFL. We all love the NFL. But the games themselves, they're not selling the game. They're selling the Sunday. They're selling 14 games. You know, basically, look, we have a whole fucking slew of games. Watch all of them at once. Bet on them. Play fantasy football. And you'll be entertained if you go game by game. That's why they have the red zone. That's why they have direct ticket. That's why they have fucking the Sunday fucking coverage and all that. You know what I mean? The packages for everything. They're not even hiding it. You know what I mean? Like the NBA comes on TV and they're not telling you, oh yeah, watch every game at once. Like the NBA is like, no. You're watching the Lakers and the fucking Warriors right now. You know what I mean? You're watching these guys. The NFL is basically like, hey, there's another game on another network on right now. If you want to check it out, you don't like this game. It's like a bar hop, the NFL. It's a good way of putting it. You know, you go in, you have a drink, boom. Hey, let's go over to the other game. Bam, drink. Let's go to this one. Bam. And then, hey, you know what? You didn't like your early games. You lost all your money. Don't worry, shithead. We've got a fucking new slate of 4 more coming on for you. It's made for the gambler. Like, you take gambling away from the NFL is not the NFL anymore. I hate the red zone. I don't like the red zone. All right, late night picks. We got quite a few of them, actually. 4 of them, all NBA. We're not messing with the college basketball. NBA. I think I already put them in. We might need the West Coast inputter to fucking we'll send you a text here, Jazz. I didn't hit Buffalo, so it's not all wins tonight, but New York Islanders are up right now as underdogs. Seven minutes left in that game. It's a dog night tonight in the NHL. Ottawa's up 4-1 on Carolina. And I vividly remember I hear like Cam's voice. You know, Gabe, usually I play dogs, but I think the favorites win tonight. I was thinking, like, I was looking at the board. And I was like, I don't know why he likes all these fucking favorites tonight. Like, you figure you would hop on all these dogs. Like, you guys know me. I'll bet hockey, but like Cam bets like almost every game every night. Like Cam plays the NHL like I play the NBA. But even me, I looked at the NHL tonight. I'm like, you know, These guys kind of look like good dogs, and these guys look like good dogs. Hockey is like a really big dog under sport, man. At least in the regular season. And even in the playoffs. But you always have a chance when you bet on an underdog. So look, we took the Florida Panthers, although they weren't much of a dog. It was plus 120. It was bet all the way down to plus 105. So I got in on the Florida Panthers. I think I got them at like plus 112 or something like that. Panthers win. Boom. We're on the Islanders at plus 155. We're 1-1 on the hardwood so far tonight, so we could hit the hockey at plus money. That'd be all right. And now we roll into this evening's late night games. And we've got side in total all the way through here. So we've got the over. We got the over in the Golden State LA Clipper game, over 242. We've got the over in the Pelican Trailblazer game, over 233. I've got the Portland Trailblazers minus 145 on the money line. And we've got the Golden State Warriors minus the 7 against the Clippers. The Clippers are in a free fall right now. I like the over in this game, too. The Golden State Warriors have been putting up a freaking ton of points. So I think those are 4 options. Like I said, so we're taking the Blazers in the over, and we're taking the Warriors in the over. If you ask me which one do I like the best, I'd probably state the sides. Like, I think the Portland Trailblazers, they don't get a lot of national attention or respect. But they're a very good home team. They're 19-7 at home. They essentially just have to win the game tonight. I took them on the money line, minus 140. They're like minus 2, 2.5. Basically, Anthony Davis is really good, but the Pelicans are overrated because Anthony Davis is good. Like, the Pelicans are a weird team that the Pelicans have a bunch of very good players. They're almost like the T-Wolves, but they're not gutless, the Pelicans. They're just – it's like they have like 3 really, really good players and everyone else sucks. And it's not enough in the West. I don't know. Like, they don't win that much. Like, they're not a very good road team. They're like 4-18 or something on the road. Like, they don't win on the road, this team. And Portland's only minus 2.5 or minus 2. And like I said, Portland's always only minus 2 at home in these games. Like, so they win more than they lose. It'll be a sweat job. It'll go up. It'll go down. We'll need Lillard to step up late. But like I said, they need to win the game, and they're 19-7 at home. Portland generally win at home. Like, Portland win like 70% of their home games type thing, like 75, 80%. They don't lose at home very often, like in the long course of it, We appreciate that, James McInnes. All right, so I don't have a lot in this account right now. Open up the account, inputter. I just sent you a text, Chaz. But so you got the Blazers. Like I said, one thing with the Blazers, though, guys, it's not going to be easy. Like, it's not one of those, it's going to be an easy bet. It's not an easy bet. Like, it's going to be a sweat job. The Blazer games are always sweat jobs. And then the Warriors, the Clippers have lost 4 straight games. Remember the other night we took Utah against the Clippers? The game was in LA. Fucking Utah beat them by fucking 20. The Clippers, they're not that good. The Clippers always do this. The Clippers always sort of play well, and you think they're all right, and then they're really not. Like Lou Williams doesn't play defense. He heaves threes. They're streaky, but the Warriors don't like the Clippers too. Like the Warriors, the Warriors don't really have a lot of rivals and shit. I'm not saying the Clippers are a rival, but they kind of are. Like they don't like each other. Like, the Clippers will play dirty with them and shit because the Clippers are tired of getting beat up by them. I swear, I remember I made my grandmother rest in peace. It was the last Christmas I went to her place. If you guys remember the game, Golden State had not won yet. I think it was the year Golden State won their first title. No, it was before, actually. But I don't know if you guys remember, but when Steph Curry and Thompson and Green and this team was put together, when they all came into the league together, they were the Clippers had Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, and the Clippers had a bunch of young guys. Like Griffin came in at the same class, I think, even at those guys. Like he was right there, like whatever. So, and if you remember, the Clippers were good. Like the Clippers kept winning like 50 games, and they couldn't get over the top and shit. And I remember it was like a battle between two up-and-coming teams. It was the Christmas night game. And it was basically Steph Curry and the young Warriors versus Blake Griffin and, the young Griffin dunking and shit. And I don't know if you guys remember the game, but Blake Griffin got kicked out of the game. There was a fight and shit. It was Christmas night. And I remember, and they were like, this is going to be a rivalry to watch for years to come. And we saw what happened. The Warriors took off, and the Clippers hit the wall and got stuck. But over the years, like, they still never liked each other, right? It's not like the Clippers don't really like a lot of teams. If you'll notice, the Clippers have a lot of, like, chippy dudes on their team. Right, Islanders still up 2-0. All right. We're battling. I haven't been graded for this hockey game yet either, Jazz. That'll come in, but it's all right. Slow, we're just chipping away. This is the same stupid account that I've had since I was in Vancouver. It's got as low as $25. I've been telling the story about this one. We had $250 on December 29th. But it's pretty good, like that I've grinded it out over like 3 weeks. And like I said, if I really want to bet something, so I sort of just grind out these small bets online. And if I really want to bet something for real, I just go to the sports book. Like I'm not going to go to the sports book every night to bet fucking $75 on a college basketball game. It costs me money to go there and back. Like that's the thing. Like it's cool there's a sports book here. It really sucks I can't use the app. But it's not like Vegas. Like Vegas, there's sports books. So like I said, Vegas, I could leave my place in the Stratosphere. And if the elevator came fast and I walk fast and shit, I could go from my fucking, my balcony I'd be like, okay, I'm watching a game. I'm on my phone, I'm looking. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. And I could get there in like 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Once I got there in like 3, I fucking ran like crazy and shit. It was like 2, 3 minutes I got there. And of course I got there and it was a line. I looked like and I lived in a bad neighborhood too. Like the building was nice, but behind me was really bad. And I always used to go in the back in the bad part. And it was fucking dodgy. There was always cops and fucking, people got killed back there. I'm not even exaggerating. Like there's about 3 murders like right behind my fucking condo in Vegas. Oh. I actually saw them film. It wasn't cops. It was like one of those more serious cop shows. I did see them film cops in Vegas a couple of times. You see them in the casinos. They linger on the strip and shit, that cops fucking TV crew. It's totally sort of set up, that show. I can tell you in a second. But once I was on my balcony and said, you guys remember, and for those of you to watch the show then, remember it was fucking dodgy behind there, man. And like basically the cops used to like be out there and they would tell people, like, don't go back there. They would tell, like, I remember once I was coming out of the 7-Eleven and a cop rolled up. He said, he goes, I don't know. He goes, are you staying at the Stratosphere? And I said, well, I'm going there or whatever. And he goes, I just want to like, he didn't ask me if I lived there. He goes, I just want to let you know. He goes, there's stores on Las Vegas Boulevard. He goes, from now on, he goes, don't come to this store. He goes, nothing good happens back here. And he goes, I'm telling you. He goes, go to the store on Las Vegas Boulevard. And I was like, yes, sir. I was always back there. I nearly got robbed there. Like fucking, I nearly got attacked. 2 dudes nearly attacked me. Fuck. They didn't really rob me. One of them just swung at me. And it was like 2 dudes who just got out of jail. Fuck. Like they had the Clark County shit on. One of them came up, they were drinking. One of them just took a swing. I sort of moved back though. And another time, a guy was setting me up to rob me back there, but I was smart and I fucking got away. But once I was on my balcony and there was these houses. And I don't know if you guys remember the story, but we told the story at the time. It was nuts. So remember when there was a big boom in Vegas, okay? A casino project was going to be built right beside the Stratosphere, where all those cheap motels are. There's a couple of cheap motels, and behind there was like poor houses, and there were like crack houses and fucking sort of like poor families and Mexican families and like, you know what I mean? And the developer offered everybody. And their houses ain't worth shit, okay? Like I'm telling you, they're basically shacks and shit. It's very weird in Vegas like that. People don't really realize it. Like if you go off the strip, it ain't pretty sometimes. So they were all basically shacks. And the developer came in right out of a movie type thing, and they went door to door, and they said to everyone, fuck, like basically, here's $100,000. But you need to leave. Like it was one of those deals, right? The guy I'm talking about was even on ABC. What's up, Matthias? Good to see you on the morning show. The guy, listen, so the guy I'm going to tell you the story about was he was on the news, like the national news and shit. So listen, I think it was even more than 100. It wasn't like 500 because the houses were shit, but I think it was like 150,000. And we're talking about poor people, like living in shitty places. And, these aren't nice houses and shit, all right? They're small, they're rocks, you know what I mean? They're not nice. It's like people get fucking shot outside, you're right out your doorstep. It's not a nice street and shit. It wasn't nice. So you figure it's like gold, fuck. You know what I mean? Your house is worth jack shit. You can't sell it. And some fucking developer comes along and buys the lot. So basically, everybody left, okay? And they fucking bulldozed everyone's houses down, except like fucking one guy, all right? So it's all demolished, and there's one dude, fuck. And he refused to sell. He basically said, this is my house, I'm not moving. And they offered him money, and it's crazy. Like, people actually stop and go, hey, you're the guy that didn't take the money, fuck. And he's got like 10 kids running around the lawn, and like, there's no lawn, the rocks. There's people dealing rocks like 20 feet away. And I'm thinking, well, it's almost negligent what you did. You know what I mean? I was like, why would you stay here? But they were really nice people and shit. And, you know, they had a nice lawn or whatever. Like, they're actually cool, but it was like bizarro world. And the crazy thing is, they never built the casino. So they demolished everything for nothing, essentially. So basically, so like that happens in Vegas a lot. There's a lot of like unfinished projects there. So basically, like one street is sort of demolished, the other street's half demolished, and then there's a few houses at the end. There's the guy that didn't sell, and then there's sort of another few people who were never offered anything because they were too far off. Right? So there's still like a little neighborhood there. So even T-Bone, all right? And T-Bone's a pretty tough dude. So even T-Bone told me, he goes, he won't stop his car. I remember when he was on the street, he goes, I'll tell you right now. He goes, I don't care if there's like a fucking carriage in front of us. Fuck. He goes, I ain't stopping on this street. He fucking plowed through. Like, he told me, and even T-Bone, he goes, dude, you have no idea how bad it is, like right behind your building. And so I caught on fast because I was on my balcony. So it was kind of weird. My balcony was really nice in Vegas. You could see fucking Fremont Street really nicely. It was a great view. I've had good views over the years. So, but when you looked right down, you would see like the crack dealers and the shit going on. You'd hear guns, and like you'd hear screams and shit all the time. So one day I'm out there, and it's like a Saturday morning, fuck, and I'm on my balcony blazing one. It was pretty early. It was like 8 in the morning, Saturday morning, fuck. And it was right out of a TV show, and it was a TV show. So fucking sort of like the Army Hummer police things with the battering rams. Like, it was like a fucking invasion, fuck. I was watching. I was like, holy fuck. There's a fucking helicopter. And I knew, man, there was a fucking house that was fucking like people weren't doing drugs in there. It was like a dealer place. And you could see they had a system. I was watching it on my balcony. Basically, people would go on the door and they would give them money, and then there'd be a dude on the street that would give it to them. So they didn't have the drugs in the house. Pretty creative, actually. Right? So, but anyways, but this was like DA shit. It wasn't just Las Vegas police. So, and it was for one of these TV shows. So they rolled in, man, fucking battering ram and fucking everything. And fucking TV crews come running in and everything. There was no one there. There was no one there. And I could see, like, I could hear them, fuck, like, basically. Like, you know, it was quiet. It was in the morning. No one was around. Like, they even looked up, pissed off, because people saw it. And the fucking dealers won. They got out. They got a tip. They knew. I don't know what happened. They weren't there. I saw, like, we watched all day. The cops were pissed, fuck, man. Like, the fucking, you could see they were angry, like, slamming doors and fucking. And they boarded up the fucking place, and they put up a thing. We know who you are. Fuck, you didn't get away. They fucking, everyone in the hood was laughing at them and shit. Fuck, they're gone, Pepe. Fucking, I don't know how they knew, man. It's like some El Chapo shit. But it was crazy. They don't fuck around, right? So there's all this empty lots and shit. And the fucking cops, man, they fucking had dogs, and then they went out lot by lot, man. They were overturning rocks. They were like everything around the house, like on the street, like, because they knew there was a systems and shit, right? Like, they literally overturned every rock. Like, they were fucking flipping sewers and shit. Like, you know what I mean? They were knocking on every fucking door. Did you see them leave? And like, it was like a big, it's like a big little thing. They got away. Yeah, you live in Vegas, so you know what I'm talking about, Vegas gun. So yeah, you know, dude, I lived in that condo Allure. So you know the condo on Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard, right behind me's Naked City, and then the Strat was there. And it's not like walking on Las Vegas Boulevard was any safer. Fuck. There's fucking nut jobs. It's a bad part of town. Fuck. What's my buddy Johnny Liquor lived on? What's that name of the street? Pacomi. It's a funny name. It's right near the Strat too. It's where that strip club, the OG, was. What's the name of that street? Fuck. If I see it, I'll look it up on Google right now. It's like a funny sounding name. Yeah, dude. I nearly got fucking jacked a couple of times out there behind the Strat, like coming out of there in the back. One security saved me. That time two dudes were gonna fucking attack me. I sort of dodged it. I saw it coming. Like, I'm not dumb. I saw them coming from like a block away, and I was like, this isn't gonna end well. Fucking, I could tell. Vegas is a violent city. Like, it's way worse than New York. Like Vegas, like you got to keep your head up in Vegas, man. Shit hits the fan fast. People, there's fucking shootings everywhere. Like gas stations are bad. Fucking there's cops fucking chasing people everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it's a crazy place, Vegas. People think it's Vegas. Like it's not. It's cool, Vegas. Like you're not scared when you're there, but if you don't be naive, like I'm telling you. Yeah, that's where Johnny Liquor lives, right by the Taco Mexico. And that's dodgy. It's a sketchy area. Las Vegas Boulevard's not too bad because there's cops there. And the cops, like, the thing is, like, the cops stop caring at the Strat. Because the Strat, there's tourists there. So there are cops around the Strat a lot. Like they warn tourists and shit. Don't go in the back. Like they really do. Like fucking, like the cops like do rounds telling people stay on Las Vegas Boulevard. And but the thing is, the cops don't give a shit. Fucking after Stratosphere. So there's a space between the Naked City they care about, but it's dangerous still. There's a space in between the Stratosphere to downtown Vegas. That's sort of this wasteland. And sometimes it's cool, and sometimes it's like, oh, I'm making a mistake being out here at 3 in the morning. I did some stupid shit when I was there, too. I used to walk around with a lot of money, man. I was walking around with big fucking Jack once out there, like in the back. I sent my girlfriend once to the book once, fuck, with a lot of money back there. I even told her, listen, you're not going to have time unless you go through the back. I told her, just walk fast and don't talk to anybody. You'll be all right. Yeah, exactly. You know the area, Jazz. Oh, the Golden Steer was your spot, really? Oh, you're an older dude, huh? Dino's was my spot. Vegas gun. Dino's. I'm sure you know Dino's. They're right in the area there. Dino's Bar and Grill. I like Dino's, but I wore out my welcome there. Which, I've done in the past. I don't even blame them. I was alone at times in Vegas when I lived there. I always said when in Vegas, what I liked about Vegas when I was there and I was drinking, I drank more at times. Sometimes I didn't, but sometimes I did. I'd get caught up in it sometimes. My father was passing away. Like I had problems when I was there, when I first moved there and shit. And a couple of nights I got pretty fucking like hammered and stuff. But I always said about Vegas, what I like about it, when you go there as a tourist, it's like this place is great. They don't mind if you're wasted. And you know what I mean? It's like, I remember me and Cam used to joke, the cool thing about Vegas is you're never the most wasted person. Like, you know what I mean? You know, it's basically anything goes. But after I lived there for a fucking few years, man, I was that guy where I realized I was, man, like basically when you start getting kicked out of places in Vegas, you know you got a problem. Like that's like even me, I realized I was like, all right, fuck. I got kicked out of a UNLV football game. I got kicked out. I'm basically fucking, I'm not barred from Dino's, but I'm not exactly welcome there. It's a miracle I haven't been arrested at the Stratosphere yet. I was fucking banned in fucking 86 from fucking the Riviera. But at the same point in time, if you haven't been banned and kicked out of a couple of places in Vegas, you're living a boring life. Yeah, I got banned from the Riv. You know what's crazy too is I even like the Riviera. I just liked it because the movie Casino was shot there. Like most of it was shot there, at least. A lot of the casino scenes when he gets the phone over the head, most of it was in the Riviera. So I like the movie, so I wanted to stay there. So I did stay there once, and it was a dump, but I didn't mind it. I liked it. Yeah, I liked the location. It was cheap and shit, so I didn't have any complaints. But I did get into it on the casino floor a bit with the dealers and the pit bosses. But I stayed there a second time, and it angered me and shit. It was really dumpy. It pissed me off. But of course, when I lived there, I started to go there. And when I lived there, remember I was living in the hotel Circus for fucking months. It was right across the street, so you know it was convenient. Fuck, I'd get hammered and I'd stumble into the Riviera a couple of nights a week, and I got into it with the same fucking lady like fucking two or three times in like a week or two span. Like I got into her with her once pretty bad, but I didn't get kicked out or anything, but she didn't like me. And she was kind of one of the manager chicks. And she was an old lady. I pissed her off and shit. And then another time I was there, and we got along. She's like, hey, good to see you. Hey, you know what, stay, it's all right. And, you know, have fun or whatever. We were sort of good. And then we clashed a third time. And she went right for it. She's like, all right, you're fucking gone. And I started mouthing off at her, and she was like, you know what? I was just going to fucking kick you out. But she goes, now you're 86th. So basically 86. Basically 86 is you're banned from the property. Like if you just, you can get kicked out of a casino and you're not banned. You know what I mean? I got asked to leave the Strat a few times and I wasn't banned. Fuck. Like they'll tell you basically, like they have to warn you and shit. So basically, I got the warning. I was leaving and security caught up to me and they stopped me and shit. And they're like, listen, they weren't even like dicks about it, right? They were like, listen, dude. I was like, the lady's out of control. They were like, whatever, fuck. They were like, it doesn't matter. We're just letting you know that, we have your facial, we have your face. We know who you are. And you're not allowed on the property. They said, if you ever step foot on the property, we're going to call the police for trespass. That's what 86 is. So the thing is, I was living across the street from the place. So they'd always see me and shit. And they'd always be looking and stuff. Right. So they'd see me like I'd be walking on a sidewalk outside and then like security would like almost come to the door and shit, like give me dirty looks. And I was like, whatever, fuck. You know what I mean? You can't do it. I'm walking by. You can't, like, you know what I mean? You can't call police. I'm walking by the place. So I made it worse though, because sometimes I'd be all wasted and shit. It'd be nighttime, and I'd be coming back from somewhere else or whatever, and I'd be walking past and I'd see them, and I'd be like, "Fuck you." I'd be like across the street, like in front of the circus. It's I can't wait till you fucking go out of business, you bankrupt motherfuckers. Lo and behold, they went out of business. That's what I told the lady. So she goes, "You're banned." I said, "Banned." I said, "This place will be closed in 6 months." Fuck. I said, "It's a hellhole." Fucking. And lo and behold, it was. I like the Rib. I like the history of it and shit, right? But it was bad. Like, you know, the restaurants were bad in there. The food was bad. Fucking the drinks were watered down. It was I stayed at we were there at its last legs. I was kind of sad to see it go. Just especially they built like a convention center in its place. Like I know you Vegas got, I'm sure you know the history of Vegas. I'm always fascinated by the casinos and their stories. Oh yeah, what's his name? Boxing, ESPN, huh? I don't get it on ESPN. I got the T Wolves and the Spurs and Australian Open. Oh, nice. Vegas got. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they never changed the carpets. That was my deal. Like the rib, like the TV wouldn't work or fucking the carpet. It was part of adult history. You know what's amazing to me is, the Sahara. I was just gonna say that. So the Sahara is right down the street from where the Riv was. Well, not right down the street, but in the same gist area. And Sahara, unfortunately, is gone. SLS is there now. And yeah, Sahara was dumpy, but they were nicer at Sahara. Like the Riv, they were kind of dickheads. People were worn out there, the workers and shit. The Sahara, was more sort of celebratory almost. Like the Riviera, like was pretending that they were still something. It's like, guys, there's no one here. Like your drinks suck. Your rooms are empty. Why are you charging this so much? And like for booze and everything, you know what I mean? Sahara like knew, all right, we're going out of business. Fuck, everything's cheap. Get wasted. Like Sahara went down with some dignity. The Riv went down like with not as much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Say the Sahara. Exactly. Sahara was like, hey, we're glad you're here, Vegas guy. Buy a hot dog, drink your own beer. Like you said, they didn't care. You notice though, Jazz, all those places that fucking have dollar blackjack, you can't stay in business. People always think, oh, only if you had dollar blackjack or $2, people, all the tourists would play or whatever. Yeah, so what? You know how much rent you're paying? You got to keep the lights on in Vegas and shit. Fucking, you're not making enough money. Like it's like dealing drugs for $1. Like it's like selling joints or something. Like what's the point? You know what I mean? Like that place O'Shea's was like that. Listen, O'Shea's was seemingly popular, right? It was always packed. Remember the frat boy place? It wasn't really a casino. It was like a slash bar type casino. Yeah, I've had good times in that place actually, but it's too bad it closed. But it closed because same thing. They couldn't take in enough money. You know what I mean? When you're doing like $2 blackjack and shit, and you have the dealers, like, what's the point? There's not enough like revenue coming in, even though you're packed. You know, that's something I realized too, like at the Versa restaurant in Manhattan here, is that before it used to be Rock and Riley's. And it was a little cheaper and stuff, and there were a few more people. Now it's more expensive, and they still do well, but it's not the same. It's not packed anymore. And people people say, well, now that they changed the name to Versa and they made it a little bit more upscale, not as many people come here anymore. It's like ding, ding, ding. That's what they wanted. You know what I mean? Like they charge you up the ass there. So they would rather have less people in a room with money. It's sort of like sports arenas now. It's the same thought process, guys, right? So like, that's why like you have luxury suites and you only have a couple of cheap seats at the top, and they have that's why like you make it expensive. It's basically like they don't want a dude that has $36 that bought his $36 ticket that's sneaking his own chocolate bar into the fucking place because he doesn't have any money. You know what I mean? They'd rather have a bunch of rich guys in the stadium buying fucking expensive drinks and food for their wife and their mistress and their buddies and expense accounts. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, look at the Toronto Raptors, good example. Like, there's fucking a shitload of million people in Toronto. You know, there's like 7-8 million fucking people there. The arena only holds so many people. Would you rather have a bunch of poor people in the arena or a bunch of rich people in the arena? That's their new method. It's like, get all the rich people in the arena, let the poor people watch the game outside on the screen. We'll make it a party atmosphere, sell them beer, make more money off of them too. Yeah, I like the Barbary Coast. I used to like gambling on sports in the Barbary Coast when I was young, in my young days. First time I went to Vegas was like 1988 or 89. Vegas gun. What was the year that? What was the year that the Mirage opened? Like, I was literally there once, like before it was open, like they were finishing it. And then I went back. I loved it so much. I was living in LA, but I always wanted to go to Vegas, and I was betting on sports at the time. So I went to Vegas in the preseason with a guy that I knew in LA, and I wasn't even legal to bet. Like, I was like 18, fuck. And it's interesting. I went on Fremont Street and I couldn't bet. And I looked older at 18 too. So I was used to getting into bars in Montreal and shit. And I couldn't bet. Like in Fremont, they wouldn't let me in. They had security like on Fremont in those days, like watching you come in. They'd say, "Excuse me, do you have ID?" And and I'd walk away. But I had no problem on the strip when I was 18. Like, I remember I bet at the fucking Flamingo Hilton, no problem. I rented a room and I stayed there and I bet no problem. I bet at the Mirage, and then the Mirage opened like brand new. The fucking fire outside, the volcano and shit. It was like, ooh, it was like the wonder of Vegas at the time. Steve Wynn's won his big first spot. And I was pretty much hooked. I was like, wow, look at this place. Fuck. Like fucking the sports book in the Mirage in like 1989. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. And but then time passed and I got older. And the next time I went to Vegas, I was like 20. You're supposed to be 21, but I think I was like 20. And I stayed on Fremont Street, and I didn't get fucked with. Because I remember I remember I stayed by the bus station, actually, in a bad place. It was different, though, in these days. Vegas wasn't Vegas as you know it now. It was like 1989 type shit. And I stayed in this place, and I didn't plan on fucking betting on Fremont. Because I knew, I was like, last time I was here, I remember these places didn't fucking let me in, but the big resorts didn't care. They didn't ask me anything. But I was there, and I was like, whatever. Remember the old book, Leroy's? And Leroy's isn't a casino. It was a sports book. Fucking cool, old days, guys. So it's like Leroy's, just a small little building. And you go in like sort of like a storefront. It's like a little store. You go in, Leroy's. And literally, guys, it was literally a fat guy with a fedora and a cigar. And there was a blackboard and Chuck. And he had his fucking thing. And he's writing up there, Eagles, and he's fucking doing his thing. You turn around, he's like, "What do you need, kid?" You know what I mean? I was like, $200 on the Rams. He's like, "Rams +6." And he's got it on the board. You know, it was fucking awesome. I was like, that's betting. I was like, wow, Leroy's. Like, Leroy's my place. I was sold. Like, when I started going to Vegas after that, I was like, I only bet at Leroy's. I was like, I don't bet at the other place. I bet at Leroy's. But Leroy's got shut down. They closed after a few years. But anyways, so I was betting at Leroy's, and it was like near Fremont. I don't remember where exactly. You know, it was a long time ago. But I remember it was around Fremont, this Leroy's. There was a few of them. But so I was like, oh, I don't really need to go to the Strip. Like, even then, I wasn't impressed with the Strip. I just liked the gambling part. And I was staying in a shitty fucking motel, man. Except I fucking bet. It was my first time fucking betting on Fremont then. Because the first time they didn't let me in. This time they did. And I bet it like fucking Binion's. You know, I didn't go to the Golden Nugget. I remember I went to the shittier place. I went to Binion's in like California. Fucking, what was the other one I went to? Fuck. It was like the first time I played slots and shit for real. I fucking sat there all day. We were playing slots on Fremont. Fucking 19 years old. Yeah, we're going to do that eventually. We're going to do it, Sinbad, I promise. The first hotel I ever stayed at in Vegas, though, was the Flamingo Hilton. I went with that dude that I did the business with in Hollywood. He was older than me, too, so I see he fucking rented the room there and shit. We had like fucking 2 cabanas and shit, too. Like, it was cheap in those days, right? Like, I remember, like, we had our own, I had my own room. We had our own sort of, it was like, sort of like cabana motel shit in the back. Yeah, Ellis Island. Well, Ellis Island, that's old school. You can walk up to the Strip. But Ellis Island's kind of dumpy. What's up, Cody? When I lived there, Larry, I did go to Ellis Island, but I didn't go to the bar or the casino ever. Like I said, like in today's day and age, it's a dumb fuck. But that place, Metro Pizza. Remember Baroni suggested Metro Pizza. And it actually was fucking good, Metro Pizza. It was like the best pizza in Vegas. Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing at Ellis Island I was going to say. They have good food there. So when I lived in Vegas, whenever I was in the area, there's times I did go and I ate at Vegas. I wouldn't gamble there or anything. I think now they only have like slots and shit. It's not even a real casino now. But I remember they had the pizza place, Metro Pizza, in there, and it was fucking good. That's when I used to go there like, you know, once every 2 weeks. I used to pass it off. I used to spend a lot of time on Paradise Boulevard there back there. That's a sketchy street too. Yeah, I know all the little famous haunts. The Oyster Bar at fucking Palace Station's the big popular one. Yeah, Colville. Oh, you lived on Flamingo and Colville, so you know all about it. Dude, I used to stay at that Motel 6, fuck, man, on Tropicana in Colville. It was a bad time. That's a bad hotel, man. Like, I honestly, to this day, I still wonder, like, I don't know why Motel 6 has their name on that thing. Like, you figure, like, it's like, guys, like, you know, people get fucking killed in that place. Like, I'm really amazed. I stayed there a lot, too. You remember? Remember I said, like, so remember the ad for Motel 6? Hi, I'm Tom Bodette. Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you. Remember in Vegas, I joked. I'm like, yeah, they leave the light on for you because fucking you're gonna get fucking. So you see the person's about to kill you when you get in your room there. One night in there, I was staying there, and I actually saw the door handle moving. I was like Kramer and Seinfeld. I was like, oh my God. That's when I realized. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. It's like I can't stay in this place anymore. I knew that shit though. It was sketchy. Fuck. There was all kinds of fucking like weird people lingering in the parking lot all night. I saw them fucking trying to get in other fucking doors and shit. And I was like, holy fuck, they're sketchy. I could hear them even outside. I wasn't scared, but I was like, fuck, man. It was annoying though. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, what are they doing? What's going to happen? Like, are they about to kill someone? Like, what's going on? And I saw them like jiggling door handles and shit. And I was on the second floor as you walk up, so they were further down. They sort of saw me and pretended they had a key type thing, but they didn't. So I got in the room and I was like, oh, fuck. So I was like, fucking put the chain on. I fucking made sure the fucking, and it's funny, in Vegas at that hotel, they have heavy locks. They know. So basically says, hey, lock all these things. So basically I was like, bang. There was like 3 things. Bang, bang, bang. I locked everything. And just to be hardcore, I fucking pushed the fucking like couch table. I fucking pushed it in front of the door and shit. And I fucking sat there smoking a spliff all nervous. Fucking sitting there. I could fucking hear them. I could see them in like the shadow and shit. And then I just fucking saw the handle. Saw it jiggling, fucking jiggling a bit. I was like, oh shit, fuck. I was like, oh man, this is fucking crazy. I was like, I gotta get out of this hotel. I'm like, well, fuck, I can't stay here. I actually checked out like the next day. I didn't realize, first time I stayed there, I didn't realize. Then after, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. And then a few times after I stayed there, I realized, oh, it's bad. When you know, listen, you stay, it's funny, when you check into that place, okay, there was times I lost money. I was staying in a nice hotel and I was living in hotels there. And if I lost, that's what I would have to do. I'd have to move to Motel 6. So basically it was like, I remember once I was watching, it was March Madness. I lost on the Sunday. It was as close as I came to crying about a game. Fuck. Like I was like, oh my God. I was like, fuck, I got to move to Motel 6 now because I just lost too many bets. And so when you check into Motel 6, basically in those days when I was living there, Motel 6, it was $25 a night. $27. And the thing is, it is clean. It is clean. I'll give them that. It's very clean. Like they're very militant about cleaning the place. Like you have to let the maid in. You can't tell her no. Like there's not a do not disturb there. You must let her in. You know what I mean? So it is very clean. So I was like, well, whatever, it's clean. And I wasn't really scared, but I lived there for like a couple of weeks, like 10 days or something, 2 weeks. And it got to be too much, fuck. You know what I mean? Like there was like a fucking shooting in a parking lot. Every fucking day, man, you'd see cops kicking the door in and shit and fucking taking like teenage hookers. It's always runaways and shit. You know what I mean? And then the one of the last straws for me was, it was like fucking early in the morning, man. I was going to buy papers. I left my room and there was like a liquor store, convenience store, like in the front of it. And I'm walking in and this fucking dude like comes running out like a bat out of hell, fuck, man, with a fucking gun and shit. His fucking girlfriend's got a knife and they come running out. I'm like, holy fuck, the fucking cops. I was like, man, all right, for real. I was like, I'm out of here, fuck, you know. But when you check into the Motel 6, all right, it's cheap. So it's like $27. But when it's cheap like that, it's going to attract, you know what I mean, the type of people that, you know, do weird things in hotel rooms. Like, so when you check in, it says it's big and they tell you, fuck, you sign it, it says on the wall. It says we share our hotel registry with the police. And it basically they say we will give your name to the police if you stay here. Like they're there. It's like they're telling you they're going to do it. They're telling you they're going to do it. Like, so basically, because there's so many runaways, like wanted people or whatever. So like every night, a couple of times a day, the cops will come in. You'll see them. They'll go into the lobby and they'll go through the guest registry and they'll be like, "Who's here? Let's see the IDs." Like if they're suspicious of something, and then they'll fucking go to the door. They'll kick the door in, whatever. Like they don't fuck around, man. Man, yeah. The Motel 6 is like the fucking Steve Wynn place. It's like the Encore next to the place. Yeah, exactly. What's the place called? America Inn. Great American Lodge. What's it fucking called? But I saw the name of it. I'm close. It's Great American Lodge, Great American Inn. It's basically like a motel, and it's like Motel 6 is whatever, and there's a parking lot, and it shares the parking lot. And that's the hotel where all the cops were even more, the Motel 6, because Motel 6 got sick of it. And like they said, we're giving your ID to the cops, so you can't be a fugitive here. So the America Inn, I think it's called. America Suites. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, that no one the America Suites, my ass, fuck. Fucking dude, that place is on Expedia and travel websites. Like there's corpses in the fucking bathtubs in those places. Like that place is worse than Motel 6. And Motel 6 is pretty dodgy. But like I said, the real shady shit in the parking lot was from that place. Because there was no registry. Like I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like hookers and gangsters, drug deals and shit. Like a lot of shady shit happened in that place. Motel 6 was harder. It's a brand name. And like I said, they checked your ID and shit, you know? No, I mean, they don't take your ID, but they had a cop, LVPD. They told you, LVPD come here twice a day and check the registry. Yes, hey, we can go on and on about these. Larry, and speaking four bloody skulls. Hey, listen, I don't think these travel sites are too fucking honest about the stratosphere, to be honest, either. Like, they're like, oh, it's the north end of the strip. It's not really the north end of the strip. I guess if you want to get technical, but like I'm just stating, like you book a room, if you're like a tourist, you book a room in the stratosphere, you're not really getting what you think. It's like, yeah, there is a pool, but do you really want to get in it? I mentioned, so we talked about the Sahara. Sahara was, of course, replaced. They didn't demolish it. So Sahara just left and they didn't demolish it. And then SLS Group came and renovated it. Now, SLS was sort of a SLS was a big time Beverly Hills and Miami Beach, sort of Paris Hilton, you know, up, you know, Young Money type of beach club type shit, you know, SLS Beach. And they were very big nightclub and shit in Miami. And I think they were in Beverly Hills. And so they opened up a place in Vegas and they bought the Sahara. They put a lot of money into it. They redid the look and fucking, they kept the shelves and the rooms, but they redid it. It's fucking nice. This SLS is really nice. And So it's funny, they opened up and it was very sort of like they targeted sort of rich people, rich young people, like come get wasted here, you know, and celebrities and stuff. But what happened is it's a bad neighborhood. Like I said, I live across the street. It doesn't matter. So whatever. It's nicer right now. There's a fucking Walgreens across the street now. It used to be abandoned. It used to be a strip club, but it's abandoned. You have the world's biggest gift shop across the street that's tacky as hell and a dangerous fucking parking lot. You have like the Strat and there's that fucking, you know, the video poker place and the computer place. Hell, I've been there. Where it's like the lowbrow casino, Long Island. What's it called? Fucking Cam likes that place. Right? It's terrible. It's like Grifter Central. So it's a shitty area. So if you're a hipster and you have money, why are you going to stay there? You could stay at fucking the Wynn or something. You don't need this bullshit on Sahara Boulevard. So SLS doesn't do well. But what's nice about it, guys, is SLS is a beautiful place. Everything's new in there. It smells new. It looks new. And get this, they're friendly. They want the business. I'm telling you, I've never lost there. It's nuts. It's really like SLS is like, it's like beautiful. Like it's like Mandalay Bay or something. It's this massive complex in there. And it's like half empty. It's empty. Like I went and played. I remember it was like Super Bowl fucking weekend, man. I had like a table to myself on the Saturday afternoon before. And I won like $300. I fucking laughed. She was like, come again. Fucking, see you later. Like everyone smiles because they want business there. They lowered their rooms. You get a room there now for like 130. It used to be like 230. You know what I mean? They wanted to be like the Wynn, you know, 270 a night. Exclusive. No one was staying there, motherfuckers. You know, the same thing happened at Area at City Center. Area, it was funny. When Area was built, remember I stayed there at the opening fund. When Area was built, I was baffled. Fuck. I was like, there's no entrance. So it's on Las Vegas Boulevard, but there's no entrance. And you had to walk up this thing and go around. It was like this big bitch. And then basically I realized, and I was told too, they're like, yeah, there was like, there's no entrance because they don't want people walking in off the strip. I was like, what do you mean they don't want people walking in off the strip? You don't want business? And they said they want business, but they don't want people in shorts and they don't want fucking frat boys. They don't want drunk chicks with bikini tops and like dumb tourists with no money. They said they want upscale. Fuck. So it's the same thing. You go to the Wynn or Encore, they'll let you in dressed like this, no problem. But they make it hard for you to walk in because they figure if you're walking, you're riffraff. So they don't want you walking. So like the Wynn, it makes it difficult. You got to go in this and that. Most casinos like trick you to come in. These people are trying to keep you out. All right? Like the Encore is fucking hard to get into, dude, if you're walking in there and you don't know how to get in. Like I'm dead serious. Like they don't want you walking in off the street. They're like, you're not dressed well. They don't want you. Like they're like, fuck off. Go to O'Shea's. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, Circus is right there. Go have a fun time. We don't want you here. Right? So it's really, really funny. So Area had this weird glass fucking thing, but it didn't open and it was blocked. And I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I remember when they opened it and all these people would be on the strip and you'd hear them, you know, sort of the type of people they didn't want, you know, with Confederate flag t-shirts, you know, the tourist types on Vegas Boulevard. And you'd hear people, how do you get in here, honey? And it'd be like looking and it's like, I don't know, it doesn't open. There's no sliding door. And like basically they were like baffled. They keep walking, you know what I mean? Go to somewhere else. So it was funny, and I stayed in Area, and I brought this up, and they were like, yeah, we don't want people. And they told me, we don't want, you know, they're like, we don't need these people, and no offense, but it's an upscale place, and it's not designed for, like, the drunk guy on the strip here. Area fucking lost, like, fucking $3 billion in value, right? So Area, like, cost, like, $7 billion to build, or City Center cost, like, the whole complex. And remember, it was a shit show. The fucking Saudi or the Dubai money pulled. The fucking real estate market tanked again. There was the government tanked, the bailouts. It was a shit show. MGM got left holding the bag. I remember they built it missed properly. They didn't build it earthquake proof. And it was a nut job. I know a guy who bought a suite there and they gave him half his money back. It was such a shit show. So The whole thing was a disaster. Remember, you can't make this shit up. On top of that, remember their pool, it created a laser death ray of sun that bounced off the windows and actually caused a fire and torched fucking a bunch of tourists. Remember, it was like the opening week. They're like fucking a laser, like the sun beamed off the glasses and boom, created a fire. Like the pool caught fire. Like the fucking cabanas caught fire. Tourists got scorched. There was like lawsuits and shit. And hey, good call on Medvedev. So, you know, there's the real estate was plummeting into place. It was a big shit show. It got like a magnifying glass, exactly, Nick. So it got so bad, the people that bought units there were going to sue and say, you guys are incompetent. Oh, yeah, one of the towers they built wasn't earthquake-proof. So the city told them, you got to take it down. That cost them like $800 million. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that, like they were supposed to build a bunch of more towers. They didn't do it. They basically fucked it up. It actually looks nice still, but they fucked it up. So anyways, like I was saying, you couldn't get in anywhere. It was very hard to walk into the place. Look what it's like now. Now the windows are wide open on the strip. They're begging you to come in. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. I was laughing so hard, man. I was like, motherfuckers. I was like, yeah, you guys ain't so exclusive now, are you? And it was funny. I was laughing, and there was all kinds of drunk tourists coming in, like spitting on the car. I was just thinking, this is exactly what you guys didn't want, but hey, you couldn't survive. Area is nice, though. They were kind of dickheads. I was there when they still thought they were hot and shit and stuff. Now I think they probably lost a bit of their attitude. Now the attitude is next door at the Cosmopolitan. But you can walk into the Cosmopolitan. You really won't. I don't know. You know, it's not my type of place, but I've been there a few times. I watched a game there. I got wasted at the Cosmopolitan once, but the Cosmopolitan is annoying. It's not our type of place. So you guys wouldn't like it either. Unless you're like Nate Brooks would like it. Maybe Jazz. Nate Brooks like hits on chicks. He's a player and shit, right? So like when Kim Kardashian has a party or something in Vegas, it's at the Cosmopolitan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those places. Like you could see Rihanna there at the club or whatever, but I don't give a shit about that shit. And you got to pay like $500 to get into the club. And then you got to buy bottle service and shit. Like that's where they make their money in Vegas now, not the casinos. Not the casinos. The money is in the DJ shit, the clubs, the booze, the bottle service. They don't make much money off of gambling. They make money, but that's not how they keep the lights on. Think about it. In Las Vegas, there's like 600 gambling establishments within a 5-mile radius of each other. Like, think about it. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like everywhere. I heard Steve Wynn talk about this. Steve Wynn's a genius. He's a pervert, but he's a genius. And Steve Wynn talked about that. And Steve Wynn was like, one of the most successful guy in Vegas. Well, Sheldon Adelson is, but it's a little different. Adelson's just more of an old business guy. Like Wynn actually understood casinos and people and marketing and shit. And Steve Wynn had a very good point, something he said. He said, a slot machine's a slot machine. And he said, I like luxury, but he goes, slot machines are slot machines. He basically goes, I kind of have the same slot machine as they do at some of the strip clubs. And he was honest. It was like a marketing. He was talking to like marketers type shit. He was trying to teach them. And he said, a blackjack table is a blackjack table. And he goes, you make a little handle. You got to pay the dealer. And, he goes, when you come right down to it, you need to offer people something. And then he said, the reason is, and he goes, people play at my slot machine because I have a more comfortable, nicer chair. He goes, I have a nicer carpet. He goes, my room smells nicer. And he goes, we're all selling the same product. But he goes, it's how you want to sell it. And then he basically stated, he didn't even hide it. He goes, I realized that while you made money taking bets and like on gambling, he said the money was in the entertainment aspect of it, of getting everyone in the building. So it used to be the attitude was get you in the building and they're going to gamble. Steve Wynn's attitude was get in the building and gamble a bit. But once you're gambling, now I'm going to fucking get you. Now I'm going to pitch you on, hey, fuck, don't you want to fucking come to the Kardashian fucking party tonight? $250 entry for you and your fucking wife. You know, at $400 since you're staying here. And, and you know what? Since you're guest here, you know, we'll give you a bottle for $400 too. Next thing you know, he's got $800 of your money. You lose $800 money at the table. You're like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like he realized fucking pool party. You want to come to my pool party? Hey, it's $75 to get in. Hey, you need a towel? That's fucking $25. Like everything around gambling, Steve Wynn made money off of, not gambling. Places that only have slot machines and gambling will go broke. Look online right now. Let's look. All right, let's see. How much is a cabana at Encore? Encore Beach Club. How much is a cabana? All right. I was being light and I was just throwing numbers out there. So for the record, if you want, basically, so a cabana is not even to make it sound good. Basically, you're going to have a little covering of sun and you're going to have about 3 or 4 chairs and little ice in front of you and shit. $2,000. Entry-level tables at the Encore Beach Club start at $1,000. But those are typically at little lily pad locations. Larger poolside day beds are priced from $1,500 to $2,000, give you more real estate to enjoy the DJ and the top performances. So, like I said, it's $2,000 to get in. Keeps the riffraff out. You know what I mean? Like that's the way they look. They're like, we don't care. I can't afford that. Exactly. We don't want you here. You think they want me there or fucking drinking my vodka? Hey, girls, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Paris Hilton? I host a radio and TV show. You want to come on? Okay, Marquee Day Club. That's at Cosmo. It'll be even more expensive. Yeah. All right. The Marquee Day Club is $3,000 for a cabana during the week. $7,000 on the weekend. $7,000 to sit poolside. I thought fucking since I'm staying at the hotel, I got to use your pool. You know what I mean? Dude, trust me, the first time it blew my mind. I stayed at Mandalay years ago with my ex-girlfriend. We were all happy, excited. I was like, let's go to this Mandalay beach. And we're looking, it was like a beach and all this shit. And I figured we're guests, fuck. So, yeah, right. So I get down there and they're like, are you a guest? I'm like, yeah. So I get the card and then I get in and then they're like, well, it'll be $60. And I'm like, I'm a guest. They're like, yeah, we know. If you were the guest, it would be $300. What am I going to do? She's all excited. I'm like, all right. And then you get in there. There's no beach chairs or anything like that. No. You gotta rent the beach chair. So I was like, are you shitting me? I was like, I'm staying in your hotel now. I got to pay you to get a chair to sit down at the beach, at the pool. We didn't do it. Even my girlfriend, she's like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I was like, let's just go into the pool. And basically you stand in the pool, people are drinking and shit. Like I had no idea about it. like my boy Jordan, he used to like shit like this. So I knew how much it was. Like, and I know because T-Bone used to bet so much at Green Valley Ranch that they gave him a cabana, and I went with them on the 4th of July. We had the cabana and shit. And I knew how much it cost. I knew it was expensive, but you know, this is modern prices now. $7,000 for a cabana on the weekend. And oh yeah, you're only allowed 4 people in the cabana, so. It's not like you can bring 20 people in. You're allowed 4 to 6 people, depending on the club, right? So basically, they're saying, you know, your girlfriend, your buddy and his girlfriend, four dudes trying to hit on chicks. You know what I mean? But it ain't like, oh yeah, we paid $7,000. I'd bring 50 people in. It's not the way it works. $10K for the night. I don't even know where Omnia is. I hate those places, man. I actually went with Jordan once. He fucking brought me, he dragged me to one of these fucking places. We went to some, Tao nightclub in Caesars, I think. Tao. It's one of those upscale fucking places. It was all right. But we smoked weed in the place. I remember that. He was like, no, they don't care because you pay so much to get in. They don't bother you. And he was right. Like there was like this patio. We were smoking weed. One of the upscale clubs I didn't mind. It's not that much money. It doesn't cost anything like that. Is at Mandalay Bay. It's across. It's called The Hotel. They always change the name of it. But basically there's Mandalay Bay and there's like a tower next door to Mandalay Bay. And it's like a little bit more upscale than Mandalay Bay even. So it's sort of like if you're Mandalay, but it's more VIP-ish, this tower. It's called The Hotel. And exactly, nightclubs are full of douchebags. I hate nightclubs, right? I really hate that shit. But this place in Vegas, the hotel's not bad just because it's, it's not that much to get in. If you're a guest, they let you in and shit. If you're a guest in Mandalay or the hotel, you can get in. The booze isn't crazy, but great view of Vegas. One of the best views of Vegas. And it's a pretty party loose spot. Like, look, I've been there and I'm not complaining. I partied there a few times. I never got booted out. Like I did fucking rails on the table out of that place and shit. Like, no, I don't do nightclubs. But like you said, when you live in Vegas, they're hard to avoid sometimes. UFC after parties, there's times when whatever, it is what it is. But what's good about Vegas and those clubs, one thing is if you don't like it, at least you're in a casino. You know what I mean? Like that's happened to me before. I've been in that hotel place and there was a UFC shit. I was like, this sucks. I went right back downstairs. I was at the casino 5 minutes later. All right, so there's you would have figured the first hour and a half of this show is brought to you by the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, exactly. No casino. It's connected. It's right next door. It's the tunnel there, whatever. The other thing you can do too is you stay at the Luxor. People hate the Luxor. I actually don't mind the Luxor. I've had fun at the Luxor before. But the thing is, Luxor now is sort of they cashed in on the gay crowd. Not there's anything wrong with that, but it's sort of like a gay hotel now. I didn't believe someone when they told me that, and I went there. I was like, "Yeah, well, yeah, it's gay hotel." But basically, the Luxor. Basically, the Luxor, you can stay there for cheap, like $39 a night, and the Luxor's connected to Mandalay, MGM, same property. So, and you're welcome there. You know what I mean? Like, so basically, You don't feel like, oh, you're intruding in a place you're not staying at. It's connected. So basically, you get sort of fucking shit-faced at the Luxor, and you stumble into Mandalay. It's right through there's a tunnel, and so it's pretty cool. Like, you basically, so it's like you're staying in Mandalay, but it's only costing you $40 a night because you're sleeping in the Luxor room. The only thing in the Luxor fucking is the place falling apart, and it is cursed. But I won a bunch of money there, so for a cursed place, I didn't have a problem with it. Like, I remember the Luxor camp. The camp come out of a room. We're standing. I don't even know what the Luxor's like. It's fucking weird. Like it's a pyramid, right? So even in the room, man, like it's a pyramid. So fucking, and I'm tall, right? So I'm fucking always sort of like kneeling in this place. And so me and Cam sort of come out of this room, and Cam's big, and the room's small in the Luxor, and there's like, we had a weird angle in the room. So me and Cam sort of come out of this room. And there's like this fucking railing there. So it's like a balcony, but there's like all of them. It's like a pyramid going all the way up. So we're fucking standing there, man. Cam leaps on the rail, dude. And me and Cam are kneeling on it. It fucking like nearly tipped over, man. We're like, holy fuck, like the fucking thing. So all weekend, we're like, don't go near the rail, man. Fucking. And the thing is, like more people died building the Luxor than anyone else at the time. Fuck. City Center broke their record. That was another thing, like an area in City Center. Like a lot of people died building that place. Vegas is dangerous for that. Like, man, almost every casino project that they build. Yeah, I should be giving tours of Vegas, huh, Ryan? See? Almost every well, there's people that know way more than me, but I'm like a Vegas junkie. Like I loved it there. So, and I was there a while. Plus I was friends with Dave Malinsky, who knew everything about Vegas. I used to soak into Vegas history though. I haven't got a chance to do it in New York. I've been too busy. Once this football shit's over, I'm just going to walk around on the weekends, at least just see things. But Vegas, I used to make a point of it. Like I was like, Dave showed me. He goes, this is exactly where they tried to blow up Buddy and Casino in real life. Fucking Rosenthal. And you see, like, they still have the fucking, it's still on the, you can still see the burns and the fucking, like, they never fixed it type shit. Like Vegas Gun is saying, the Golden Steer. I used to live right next to it. Big, big history there. I used to like that. Like the guy from Casino, Joe Pesci character, Tony Spilotro. He actually had a store in Circus Circus. So like everything basically is sort of connected to like the old gambling and mob days. And so I love the history of that, Yeah, Tony Romo's, exactly. One thing I've never done in Vegas, and two things I've never done, and I fucking live there. Two things I've never done that's on my bucket list. Two things that I never did on my bucket list in Vegas. At the time, I really didn't care. I was there when they were building it and shit, when they were talking about it. But the Mob Museum, I've never been to the Mob Museum in Vegas. And everyone that's gone there says, oh, it's really cool. Like, I figured, well, whatever. It's going to be Stan, Mob Museum. What, you put a picture of Bonnie and Clyde up? Like, what are you, And they're like, no, it's the history of Vegas, and it's fucking really cool, and artifacts, and like fucking, like they're like, it's really cool. So I never been to the Mob Museum in Vegas. And the other thing I really want to do, and next time I'm gonna fucking do it, I'm gonna get a picture. Like I want to get pictures there. Is the Neon Graveyard. Yeah, it's a bad neighborhood down there, Vegas guy. There's a murder a block away from everywhere in Vegas, as we all see. At least we have someone in the the Neon Light Graveyard. So basically, it's not real grave, Larry. It's the signs. like all the signs, like the famous like signs of the Riviera and like all the Frontier, Stardust, like all the signs from Vegas. Most of them get sent to the neon sign graveyard. And basically, it's like a big lot, and they have all the signs out and shit. It's a big piece of Vegas history there in this place. I've always wanted to get out there, but I never did. I never do fucking anything in these places I live in. Do shows and gamble. There's a few other things in Vegas. Like I always wanted to go up there where Malinsky was. May he rest in peace. But my girlfriend never wanted. She wasn't an outdoor type. Now I'm usually not either. But I wanted to go up there to Red Rock. I told her, let's just go up and fucking go hiking. Do something like She's like, there's snakes and coyotes. I'm like, fucking whatever. There's fucking there's shit everywhere. All right, what's going on in the NBA games? All right, so the Blazers and the Pelicans is 37-36 for the Pelicans. Whatever, you know what I mean? Higher scoring. What, we took the over. It was 233. The in-game total right now is 237.5 early in the second quarter. So we're not off the pace, and the Pels are in it. The Blazers are in it. The Clipper and the Warrior game, little slower scoring, 28-25 after the first quarter of play. And Warriors are up by 3 after the first quarter, which is actually a good sign for them because at least the Warriors get off to some bad starts sometimes. So I'm glad they're off to a decent start. The total's off the pace. In-game total 231 there. Listen, I'll take it if we go 2-2 on the way out here. We've had a decent night hitting those hockey games and shit. Spurs beat the T-Wolves 116-113. Let me check it on my DraftKings lineup. Ugh, I ain't winning any money tonight. All my guys are pretty much in action though here. I'm just getting started though. I got Anthony Davis, which spent all my money. I got a chance actually. I think I could do all right here tonight in DraftKings. I'm like, how am I not doing well? I had Jonathan Isaac, who was $3,700. 22.5 points. That's good. I had Ante Zizic. Guy was $3,700, 28 points. Fucking good. I had Royce O'Neal, $4,200, 42 points. Fucking good. Jeff Teague, 28 points. Not so bad. I'm actually in business here. And you know what? I got screwed with. I did not know that DeMar DeRozan was going to be out. What happened? Are you shitting me? I'm like, how come I'm not doing better? Are you shitting me? I did the show at 7 o'clock. He was still playing. I'm seeing right here on DraftKings. 7:43. He was a fucking scratch. Fuck me, man. Fuck off, NBA. You're bullshit fantasy shit. $7.43. Are you kidding me? 17 minutes before the game, you say he's not playing? Like I said, I did the show. He was playing. DraftKings had him as 100% optimizer tonight. They were like, you got to play your DeMar DeRozan, like the computer. Are you shitting me? I'm looking at my lineup. I'm like, how come I'm not doing better? Every one of my picks was good. Fuck off, man. Pop said everyone's playing at 6:30, and at 7:43, oh, DeMar's not playing. That's fucking bullshit. That's a screw job, man. Whatever. It's up to me for not looking and shit or knowing. But how the hell am I going to know? The lineup's already done. Like it's bullshit. Fuck. Oh, where my fucking lighter went? Bizarro. All right, so yeah, we'll go over some NFL props here for you. I can't be here all night. I don't have a show first thing in the morning, but my voice is fucking, my throat's kind of hurting and shit. Even Corey today, like the end of the day, Corey like told me it was like the last hour. He goes, "Bro, I don't have a lot of fucking gas in my tank." Listen, I know there's people, man, like my boy Frankenbull. He's out there in the oil fields and shit in Alberta. There's people that work fucking hard out there. Oh, here's the Warrior game. I have it. Here it is. It's on ESPN News. But I gotta tell you, like, showbiz is a bitch, man. It's fucking relentless. It's just like daily. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't let up. All right, Boogie Cousins is playing. You're hardcore, Kyle. Don't get picked up. Where were you going, Kyle? Yeah, I like long trips too, Jazz. 3-4 days. I got to be honest. I was thinking about going to March Madness for Vegas and shit, but nah, I'm not going. It's around the corner and shit. And I thought about it. I thought about it the other day, Jazz. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to leave on Friday afternoon and get to Vegas and like, all right, I got to be back at the airport Sunday at 4. Even me, I'm like, I can't. I'm tired of those 48-hour trips and shit. Remember when I went to Costa Rica? It took me longer to go to Costa Rica and get back than longer than I was there. Like people like, you went to Costa Rica? They're like, you're back? I was like, yeah, I went to Costa Rica. I was there fucking yesterday. I'm back. Like, what do you want? Fuck. They're like, you didn't stay? I'm like, no, my trip was for 48 hours and, it was 60. But it's fucking shady. I'm going to Central America for fucking 70 hours. Who does that? Fuck. Good stuff, Kyle. You got to enjoy your life. Just because my life's a blur, don't make yours. That's the whole thing. I don't, this time of the year, it's a little tough. But I realize that, like, I used to like only fucking, like, I've been on the air for so much for the last 17 years, every day, pretty much, like from games, post-game shows, and that show, and this show, and this and that. It's never fucking ended. My life's flown by. Fuck. At some point, I'll enjoy my life a bit. I enjoy doing this, so I'm enjoying my life now. But that's the thing. It's not like I don't enjoy it. That's the thing that's crazy. It's like a fucking blur. Like, even this New York shit, it's just sort of a blur. It's just sort of like one big show. Fuck. It never ends. Fuck. But like I said, with the football, like the Saturdays, it makes a big difference. Suddenly I don't have to worry about Saturdays. I'm not doing weekend shit next year either. I'm not doing weekends anymore. Cam's hardcore. Cam's suddenly going to be on fucking 6 days a week. He's doing a show Saturdays now. They asked me if I wanted to do shit Saturdays and Sundays. Like, now with the football, I was like, hell no. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Stooge. Once you get into that, once you're in the loop, it's hard to get out of it. The adrenaline chaos. Not knowing what's next, all that shit. You know what I mean? So, it's a rush. You get used to it, but yeah, but the trips when you travel for short, it's like, it's crazy. Like Vancouver, even Vancouver, like when I went to Vancouver, in my head, I was thinking like, holy fuck, man. I can't spend fucking 7 fucking full days. It was 6 days. I was like, I can't spend 6 days in Vancouver. Like, I was thinking, I can't spend 6 days in any city, essentially. Like, here, I'm working all the time. It's New York. It's always alive, whatever. But once I got to Vancouver, like after 2, 3 days, like Jazz was saying, you get in the groove, and the week went by fucking fast. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta leave. Right? Like, you get settled in. Like, it took me about 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Basically, by the weekend, I was liking Vancouver. Like, first few days, it was fucking cold and rainy and shit, but I got used to it, and I started to like it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go. That's my whole thing. What's up, Hobgoblin? That's my whole thing. Don't get attached to anything. So it's funny too. So yes, like I said, so I go to Costa Rica. Literally took me like 9 hours, transfer flight, this, that, fucking 12 hours. When did I get there? I think I got there. I got there on the Friday night. That was it. Friday afternoon, and I left Sunday night. When I went to the IFBC the other time, it was same shit. I got there, I got there Thursday morning, and I left Saturday night, I think. That was it. I've been to Costa Rica twice, and I've been there for a span of like 4 days or something. Sure, that looks impressive on my passport, on my fucking travel record. So, yeah, lo and behold, fucking guess who contacted me 2 days ago? Or just checking in, wanted to fucking talk. Of course, SBR. It's like it's like, I don't really know what there's to talk about, to be honest. Listen, Mav TV once pulled my show, and they called me back like a week later. And basically, I was gracious about it, and I basically said, "Yeah, we'll do the show again, but it's going to cost more now since you just fucking pulled it." Like, so now I got to get more sort of for the damages, so to speak. But yeah, there's nothing I can do for them. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if they offer me a shitload of fucking money to do something, but they don't have the money that I would ask for. So if they didn't like the money I got before per show, they wouldn't like my new fucking counter offer. I was actually thinking like double. I was like, well, you know, yeah, sure, fuck, but it's gonna cost you a little bit. Basically, it would cost them like to pay me one night what it would cost them to do like fucking 14 videos with these other guys. Like, that's why I don't even hold it against them. They have these people doing shit for nothing. So yeah, like I'm not one of those people. Oh no, you know what I mean? But I think, you know what? Just me personally, I think it's fucking. Even when the last time I spoke to Zach, one of the times, he was like, "Well, you know, I want to do the show, you know, the cost and, you know, this and that." And he's going on. And he goes, "But, you know, we'll still do the events like IFBC and the Super Bowl and stuff." And I actually said at the time, I said, "Well, I appreciate the offer," and I said, "Thanks for the run," but I said, "I don't think." I said, "I don't think I'll be doing the Super Bowl this year." And I started laughing, and I said, "Or, you know, IFBC." I said, "You know." So the relationship's kind of done. When it's done, it's done. I said, I wish you the best of luck. It was, you know, it was amicable. And lo and behold, I saw the other day, oh, Super Bowl betcast, win a trip to Costa Rica, Super Bowl. And a couple hours later, Zach Jones is sending me messages. Hey, Gabe, just want to check in and talk. See how you're doing. I thought, oh, maybe that's it. Fuck. They fucking think that I'm going to fucking go to, they're going to dangle a trip to Costa Rica. And they think, oh, he'll fucking want to come and bang the chicks here. Like, or something. It's like, yeah, I can't do it. Like, nothing I can do for you. I was thinking that too. I'm like, yeah, what? You're gonna fly me into Costa Rica and what? So what? I get to spend my fucking Super Bowl weekend in an airport? What do I get out of this? Fucking So I don't know. I'm just stating. I noticed that they're parallel. He dropped the whole, we'll still do events together. I like to see their IPC. Half the fucking people there that go to their things come to see me. Fuck. So that's the thing. That's why, like, another show, an unnamed show, pissed me off. I was like, all right, I'll say, we'll see. I won't tweet it out and whatever. We'll see fucking what happens to the views. Yeah. So, yeah, you see that? So I was talking with Joey. Joey knows the guy. Joey knew the guy. So, so of course, earlier in the week, they apprehended 12 people involved in the guy's unfortunate slaying. Big Will, you blocked them, huh? I unfollowed them. I unfollowed them. What are they doing? What are they running my content? What? What? I'm on their promotion. What's this? What do you what is this about? Usually I don't care about that shit, but now what do you mean they use it? What do they have? I guess, listen, technically they own whatever I did on their network. That is true. But it's pretty funny if they're fucking using me to promote shit, fuck, when I'm not there. So what promo? What promo? What do you mean? Why would I be in a promo? I haven't been fucking, oh, their Super Bowl. Yeah, you figure they would have edited me out, but yeah, is Don on the phone? That's a good, thank you, Nick. Yeah, really. Is Don on the phone? Don. Yeah, like if I was bigger, exactly. If I had Don, I don't even care enough about this to click it, guys. I don't care. But I'd be like, Don, what the fuck is this about? I want to get to the bottom of this, Don. Dude, I don't know what it is with this. For all the networks that don't like me, get this. I don't know if you guys see this in Canada. Somebody sent me the fucking link, the picture. Rogers is using my face to sell their hockey package for some reason. My ex-girlfriend fucking sent me a text message. And she asked me, she goes, did you sign a deal with Rogers? And I said, no. And she said, oh, and yeah, she sent me a screenshot. She goes, oh, look, she goes, you're on TV like every 90 seconds. And she goes, every time there's a Rogers promo and they're selling hockey direct fucking on the hockey package, she goes, your face is on it. And I'm like, nah. I said, nah, that's impossible. I said, why? I said, I don't work with Rogers. I said, it's not my face. I said, I did something years ago for Rogers. And then she sent me the screenshot. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, why is Rogers using my face? I don't even work for you. You hate me. I'm not even allowed on your networks. I used to be on the Fan 590. You guys banned me. It's like it's Bizarro World. And then Cardano tells me, oh yeah, by the way, fuck, we're just letting you know you're going to see your face everywhere with this FanDuel app fucking promotion. And I'm thinking, why would you use my face? It's bad marketing. Like, use Michelle Serpico's face. Like, use her tits. Like, I'm not there for my looks. So, like, I don't know why these companies are, all right, let's put this guy, let's put this white bald guy's fucking on our fucking commercial here. No. I'm telling you, I did something for Rogers years ago, and I bet you there's fine print that they fucking own the fucking content, you know? When I was at the Fantasy Sports Network in Toronto, they had me do Rogers commercials. It was part of the deal. I should have gotten paid for that, to be honest. Like, it was part of the deal where we were on Rogers and they gave us whatever the channel, yet we had to promote their fucking hockey shit. So I did a thing. Hey, NHL fans, watch every NHL game for, the direct ticket, direct, the whatever. And it was OHL hockey and every OHL game. And I did this thing. And then I did one for the NFL too, which I always found weird too, that I was like, you guys fucking have Tim Sidham account and all these people, yet you have me doing your ad and I don't even work for you, but you can do it because somehow I'm being indirectly asked to do this because of like, no, you know what? The way I see it is like, wow, I'm doing something right if these companies, you know what I mean? It's good for me. It's good for the profile. That's what I told my ex-girlfriend. I said, I don't care. I said, I take it as a form of flattery that they're using my face instead of their own talent. It's Bizarro World. Yeah, I know. Is John on the phone? It even sounds like Don. Is John on the phone? Trust me, I used to do that. I used to call him. He quit like twice on me. He was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Fucking you tell them. I used to fucking flip all the time. Now I'm just more like, all right, fucking. I'm like, what's going on? What? Hey, man, I look at it like Donald Trump. Fuck, it's free promo for me, right? Like if people in Canada see me on TV, number one, they either think, oh, this guy's still kicking ass after all these years. Wow. Or B, they're like, oh, fuck, Morency's still on. And they'll be like, they'll see me on the commercial and they'll be like, I don't even know where he is, but maybe they'll look for me. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm on TV on commercials. I can't advertise myself. Fantasy Sports Network ain't buying TV commercials right now. So, you know what I mean? Hey, I'll take it. If Rogers wants to pimp my face, go ahead. If FanDuel wants to pimp my face, go ahead. You're building my brand, right? That's the way I look at it. And I'm not going to get petty. I can't sue anybody. I'm going to guarantee you. They're going to say, fuck, like read the fine print of the contract with the other company that you were supposed to do this ad. So, yeah, that you probably shouldn't have told them that, Kyle. I am literally despised. I am literally despised by the Canadian media in Toronto. Like by the like I'm banned from TSN radio and I'm banned from fucking Rogers as a whole. So other than that, I'm very popular there. And the crazy thing is, I never did anything to either of them. All I did was give TSN television free content and make Landsberg's show good. And it was radio. Like TSN Radio shut down a deal with me, Steve Rapp, and Cam that we were going to pay for. Like Steve Rapp was going to give them like $250,000 type shit. And they dislike us that much. They were like, no, not with fucking Cam and Morency. And then, to be honest, I even told Cam, I said, listen, Cam, I said, I've got a lot of shit going on, whatever. I said, I'm not going to be mad or take it personal. I said, I encourage you to do the show with Steve Rapp and someone else, whoever they get. I said, you shouldn't lose the money because fucking whatever, they don't want me. And fucking Cam's like, all right. And yeah, Cam, they didn't want Cam either. Steve Rapp's like, no, they don't want like fucking. And Rapp was like, I wanted you, Morency. So no offense to Cam, but TSN didn't want Cam. And he's like, TSN doesn't want Cam either, though. So it's fucking funny. And poor Cam, before I got him the gig at Fantasy Sports Radio and shit, Cam applied for like some Hamilton TSN. Like Hamilton opened up a TSN radio station. Hamilton. You figured they'd bend over backwards to get Cam on. And Cam applied for like their fucking morning show, afternoon, whatever. And he even applied for like the update sort of fucking shit. And nothing. They didn't respond to him type thing. And Cam's tried to get back with Rogers too. Like he hates them, but he's tried a few times. Like he's put feelers in. He's tried to get back with them. Not recently, but I remember 5 years ago, whatever. But same thing. Ultimately, they were like, no, And it's funny too because I think Sansoni told him, or Sansoni's reasoning was like, he's just too much gambling, or he only knows gambling. He doesn't really know sports. And it's just funny now, years later, everything's gambling everywhere. Fuck. All right, good stuff. Good stuff, Kyle. Yeah, that's the thing, Big Will, but they never put us on something like that. And I wouldn't make enough money, but What is true, Big Will, is I don't know if you know Montreal is CJAD. Now CJAD has slipped a little bit, but CJAD used to be a powerhouse. AM 800 in Montreal was the #1 ranked English station in the city by far. Now it was uptight and boring. You know what I mean? It was like fucking sort of like Arlene Bynon types. You know, they'd have a pissed off fucking house mom fucking host there who would bitch about drunk drivers in Montreal, this and that. And like, yeah, you know, the angry guy that hated every mayor. It was, you know, a normal talk radio. And they had the rights to the Montreal Canadiens, though. And so they had a Montreal Canadian post-game show that was boring as fuck. And we were on the Team 990, and ours was very exciting because we could rip them more and shit. So the thing is, they were big rivals, and they used to smash us in the ratings and shit. But I knew I was really onto something, and I was really like getting good at this after a few years when there's this guy, I even forget his name now. I should remember his fucking name. But if I saw his name, I'd remember it. That's why I got to write this book. I'm forgetting shit. What's his fucking name, man? Anyways, he was pretty much like the most powerful man in Montreal radio. He was like the program director of the most powerful station. He'd been in business forever. Like, he was a powerful guy. Like, big old school radio guy, been around forever. But the radio station was straight and shit. And I was pretty crazy on sports radio shit. And he fucking called me once. He called me. Just like Ted Teeman called me once. But this guy called me. And I was like, holy shit. And he basically told me about, like, remember I told you about the Alouettes and shit. And he said, listen, he said, the owner of the Alouettes really likes you. And he goes, you're at this station and blah, blah. And like, you know, so he basically knew that the owner, I remember I told you the owner of the Alouettes called me. He was all drunk once. And he goes, I want you to do my games. I was like, I'm not even on your network. Like, the guy was telling me, he goes, you know, I find it out he's drunk and his wife was hot. And she was like all drunk, like sort of flirty and shit. I was like, this is nuts. And he's like, I find it, and he goes, I don't understand why they don't use you more on the broadcast. And he goes, you should be on the sidelines or in the booth. And like, the guy's telling me this shit. And I had to tell him, sir, I'm not on the network. And he's like, well, we'll have to change that. And I was thinking, I'm like, this is fucking nuts, fuck. And I was thinking, there's no way in hell. No way in fucking hell. What's the guy's name? Ted something. Fuck. So no way in hell CJD's ever going to put me fucking on the air. Like, CJD was straight, man. Straight, as straight as it gets. Like, fucking, you know, and yeah, so anyways, the guy called me and he goes, I just want to let you know, hey, you know, and he goes, I think you do a great job. And he goes, your show's great, great energy. And then I was like, oh, thanks. You know, so it made me feel good. I was like, wow, the head competitor guy says the show's good. And then I spoke to the guy again. And he asked me. That's why I knew Big Will. He asked me, actually. He said, have you ever considered, he goes, have you ever considered like not doing sports or like getting involved in the politics? And like city stuff. And he goes, I hear you talk about politics sometimes, and I hear you talk about stuff. And he goes, you'd be really good at it. And he goes, you make more money doing mainstream stuff. The guy's giving me advice. He goes, I'm just letting you know. He goes, I think you could be like a mainstream sort of sports, mainstream like AM radio. And he goes, I hear you rip the mayor about the Expos. He goes, you're already doing it. He goes, you'd be great at it. And I thought about it. I was like, man, maybe I should, you know, I was like, you know, maybe I should fucking do that, you know? You know, I was like, maybe I should be one of those guys, fuck, you know? And I could have been good at it too. I could still do it. Part of me still thinks that. You know, I don't need to do it now, but it crossed my mind the other day. I was like, man, I should have started doing like fucking crazy political, just, you know, Morency's rant fucking shit about whatever. Put it up there, and I'm sure it'll get hits, fucking 1 million thumbs down, and you know what I mean? Whatever, but I could do that shit though, like especially in Montreal, like because the Expos and the stadium, like I knew about all like the shit, right? Like laws and no, Vancouver radio hated me. Vancouver is the city I was on the radio that liked me the least. It's the one city that like the show never took off in. Like I was syndicated in Montreal and Vancouver. I did it myself. So I was on Montreal and I was like, I got to syndicate this myself. So I was like, I tried to get all the Team 990 stations to pick it up, or the team stations around Canada. And Vancouver did. I'll give them credit. So Vancouver picked it up. Ottawa fucking was like over their dead bodies. Toronto was like, no. I nearly got a few other ones. But basically, I was just happy because it was East Coast, West Coast. And basically, I got more sponsorship money this way. So I had a good thing going. The only thing is, guys, this is crazy. I was on from 11 at night till 5 in the morning. I did 2 shows. I split it in 2. So basically it was like 11 till 2 Sports Rage, East Coast. And I'm not lazy, right, as you know. So I didn't repeat shit. Then I would do 2 till 5 a.m., but 11 to 2. But it was on both, you know what I mean, both all night. Like, no, Vancouver would join us like after. And then I'd do like West Coast shit. Like I'd talk about the fucking Canucks and fucking BC Lions more. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Brett B. So, just my luck, though. The NHL went on strike. So I get this syndicated radio show in Canada, and the NHL goes on strike. I was shit out of luck. I talked a lot of football, but you got to talk hockey. So, but the only thing that saved me, if you remember, Sidney Crosby. That was the year Crosby was in junior still. And so basically we covered Crosby, and I covered a lot of Vancouver Giants, Gilbert Brulé and the Vancouver Giants. Remember those days? But I remember like I ripped the Canucks and shit. I used to rip the fuck out of the Canadians. People would love it. So I ripped the hell out of the Canucks once in Vancouver. And I got angry calls, man. But not angry like so. I'm you know, like Vancouver, I didn't get as many calls. It's laid back, you know what I mean. I was on at night. It was different market and shit. I was learning about how different markets are different, right? It's not one shoe fits all. So I didn't get a ton of calls from Vancouver. So once I fucking went off once about the Canucks. I was bitching about their owner and blah blah blah. I was going off about something. All these phone calls start coming in. And, you know, it's like 3 in the morning. It was hard to get caught at 3 in the morning. So it's like 3 in the morning. And me and my producer are like, yeah, look at all the calls coming in. I'm like, yeah, I got them going finally. And it was all guys. They're like, I don't know who you are, man. He goes, I don't know what city you're in and why you're talking about the Vancouver Canucks, but he goes, you need to lay off. He goes, they're doing their best, man. He goes, I don't know why you're so negative. And then another caller next. Yeah, he goes, I agree with the last caller. Why are you so angry? Life is great. Rah, rah, rah. And I was like, these people are fucking wackos. Fuck. Like, I remember telling like Jimmy Spencer, I was like, no more calls from Vancouver. Fuck. I mean, it was like, these guys are fucking killing the fucking show here with their fucking love. And like, they were like anti-rage. Like they didn't like the rage. Like they were mad about the rage part. Like they were like, why are you yelling? And why is this? So it just made me madder. So then I just started yelling more. Like I remember I told Jimmy, I was like, oh, they think there's rage now. Fuck. I said, I'm going to raise it up a notch. And fucking, so I would go full speed fucking in Vancouver. Finally, I got the plug, the pull, the plug was pulled. I lasted about fucking 8 months, maybe a year. It was about a year of shit. And then the thing is, then the guy ran TSN Radio in Toronto. That's why, like, it really is a small world, right? I never told the guy to go fuck himself or anything, but he didn't really like me that much. He told me that they were getting complaints and shit. And in Canada, ooh, like in the States, you get complaints. Like Mike Cardano was so happy when MSG was mad. He goes, I can't believe they even know what we're saying. You know what I mean? Canada's not like that. It's like, oh, we got some complaints from people. It's like, good, fuck. It means they're listening. They're like, you know, you're getting complaints. You're too negative about the Vancouver Canucks. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, they sucked too at the time. I was telling them, like, well, they're terrible. You know, I said, I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, the guy tells me, you're getting, you know, we're getting complaints about your show. So, like, we have some hardcore fans in Vancouver. I love the city of Vancouver, but I used to, like, it angered me before. Like, I had a grudge against it. I was like, fuck this place, fucking bunch of fucking pansies. You know, so I was like, fuck the Canucks, fuck this place. You know, when I got pulled, I was like, I don't even care. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being on until 5 in the morning. And I was like, man, I'm busting my ass for these people who are getting mad because I'm telling it like it is about their own team. You know? Yeah, TSN Radio, like, honestly, like, right now, guys, we have 44 people. I probably have more people that are listening to TSN Radio right now. And I didn't get paid for it. They're free. I saw their numbers. Dude, they had like 3,000 people listen in like a week. Like, they literally have like 75 people listening to their shows. Like 50 people, you know what I mean? They're incompetent. It's incompetence. It's sheer incompetence. Yeah, I don't know. I know exactly. It's like they change things for the sake of changing things. Same shit, dude. There was one AM 600 in Montreal. Same thing. It was like sort of for older people, the station. But they had the Expos in the old days. They had the Expos and Dick Irvin's big band show. And same thing. Like, they pulled it and people were pissed. Like, people never listened to their station again and shit. And they changed it to like, oh, Jack FM or listen to the hits. Like, no DJ. Like this, you know, radio, they killed themselves in a sense. They didn't kill the radio. Radio's still gone, but like they hurt themselves with their pure greed. Lack of content. Like, look, like Sirius satellite radio, like these motherfuckers, or at least Sirius Canada, not the States. It's different. With Sirius Canada, the guy's a rich guy, okay? But it's on the state too, whatever. Like, it's all Sirius. So the guy's a rich guy that runs Sirius in Canada. I forget what business he owns too. It's a brand name shit. Indigo or something, fucking whatever. The guy's really rich. And I saw him on like a business network doing an interview, and he's talking about how they spare no expense at Sirius to get talent at Sirius Canada. And, you know, their number one priority is providing content for the people that pay. And me and Cam, we had a gambling show, same shit. And I was going to give it to Sirius for free because we had a sponsor with a sports book. And so we were going to make money off it. So Sirius is going to get free content. We needed airtime and a place to do it. You know what I mean? You know, this is after the score and shit. And I was on fantasy at the time, but they didn't have fantasy radio, right? It was when I was doing the MMA show at Sirius. So I hustled this other show. I remember I was doing I was doing the show. I was doing it a couple of nights a week there. I was doing like Sports Rage or a gambling show, Game Time Decisions. I was doing Game Time Decisions on Sirius a couple of nights a week those days in Toronto still. And, but I was like, you know what? Why don't we do this 5 nights a week? I was like, let's get a radio show going. I was like, you know, on Sirius again. So let's do a radio show 5 nights a week, 10 to midnight on Sirius. Or it was 9 to 11, and Norm Rumack was on after. It was 9 to 11. It was 8 to 10. Fuck, my bad. 8 to 10. And I was like, you know what? But I'll bring Cam in and we'll get sponsors and we'll, it'll be like the old days. So I fucking told Sirius, they were all up for it. All right, sounds great, great idea. So I called their bluff and I was like, all right, we're doing it. I said, we got a couple of sponsors. We can do it. Let's go. Sirius didn't do it because they didn't want to pay an operator $15 an hour. That's what it came down to. Then they said, we said, all right, listen, we got the sponsors. Let's rock. And then they said, all right, listen, we have one more little problem, then we can do it. And they said, we're going to need you guys to pay the $15 an hour to operate the show. And that's when I said no. I was like, nah, I was like, dude, I told Cam, I'm like, we're giving these fuckers free content. Even though we have a sponsor, I said, out of principle, I'm not paying for an operator for them. And I said, fuck it. I didn't tell the guy to fuck up, but I sent him a sort of fucking snappy email back. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the radio, like the industry, they're so cheap, man. All right, well, I'll tell you right now, we're TSN Radio. Yeah, I got suspended for 2 weeks by TSN Radio, and I told him, you can't suspend me. It was like Kramer. So I don't even work for you. Exactly. I got suspended from a station I don't work for. I told him, I was like, wow. I said, we've done our last hit. But I told the guy too. I told Hustler. I like Hustler, but he sold me under the bus. He sold me down the river, and I got nothing against him though. But basically, I told him, and he goes, oh, in 2 weeks, And I said, I've done my last hit in Winnipeg. I said, quite frankly, it's a relief that I don't have to do it every Thursday anymore. But that was TSN Winnipeg, yeah. I do hold grudges too. Like, I wouldn't go on now. Like, I don't hold grudges if there's money involved. You know what I mean? Like, if SBR gave me a shitload of money, fuck, I'd be like, hey, welcome back to SBR. But like, same with MAVT, you know what I mean? Like, I do business with the Score now. Like, I don't care like that. Like, you can't be short-sighted like that. You know what I mean? But if I'm doing something for free, and I gave you my time, and I did free radio hits for like 3 years on your pathetic fucking station for talking, They got pissed off because I talked about the Winnipeg Jets. I didn't rip the Jets, but I said something about about the Jets not being nice guys, and I used them as an example. Whatever. They're a bunch of thin-skinned bitches. They got upset. Fuck them. It's like Michelle Serpico. She was asked the other day, so Michelle, how do you feel about upsetting these people? And she goes, I really don't care. You can tell like she really meant it too, the way she said it. She was like, good, I'm glad you're upset. All right, so we've gone over to football a million times, and we'll see you before then. We'll be on tomorrow. I'm not sure what time tomorrow. I think we'll sort of maybe I'll watch some of the prelims here. Maybe I'll start like last week at 6 or something, but I'm going to speak to Riggs tomorrow. I got to go to the book tomorrow, so it's mandatory. But I'll give you a couple hours tomorrow. I'm giving you a longer show tonight. I can't do the show there. And especially, we might be doing the show there fucking for real, like starting in 2 weeks anyway, so. But quickly on the props here, if you're wondering about the Daily Roto machine, so spread betting, what are they saying here? The computer survey says. Ugh, I don't like the look of this. The computer has a 2-star play on the New Orleans Saints, -3 points. They've got the Saints winning by 4.1 points. And they've got a 5-star play on the New England Patriots. 5-star play on the Patriots computer. The computer thinks that the Kansas City Chiefs are 0.6 points better only. Like, you know what I mean? That's their power ranking. Like, the computer thinks the Saints are 4.1 points better than the Rams on this field. The computer thinks that the Chiefs are only 0.6 points better than the Patriots. Now, I should note that the computer wasn't great when it came to sides. Yeah, it was all right. You know what I mean? They were like 55% type thing. They didn't lose, but it was the totals that they murdered it with. And like I said, the computers, computers predicting, the projected total is easier for the computer, I think, than the outcome. I think the fantasy stats and the algorithm sort of works better for totals, They even told me, they were like, yeah, we're going to figure out what's wrong with our side part. Like, it's a computer, you know what I mean? They're nerds, right? They got to tweak it. It's the first year they've done it, trust me. I bet you next year they'll be up to like 60%. And then 3 years from now, they'll be like, hey, Drew Dinkmeyer just won fucking $3 million on the fucking super contest. But their sides weren't great. Like, I don't really care about their sides. Like, I don't. The totals, I don't like fading them, but I have. And most of the time, it's pissed me off and I've lost. But so for the record, they got a 5-star play on the Patriots. They got a 2-star play on the Saints. Warriors up 7 now, largest lead of the night. As far as the totals are concerned, they like the over. They have a 3. The computer says 3 stars on the over of the Rams and the Saints. They think it goes over. And they've got a 5-star play, 5-star confidence play on the under of the Patriots and the Chiefs game. This is the one that worries me because I think it's going to be higher scoring, but I'm not going to fuck with the totals too much this weekend because of this. Remember last week what happened, man? The total of that Colt Chief game was like 57, same crap. I remember the computer said that the score would land at 36, and we all laughed. I think Muhammad, actually, I'll give him credit. I don't know if Muhammad's here, but we'll give you credit, Muhammad, for that. I remember you said, I think the computer's right, and it's going to be low scoring. And you were right. Because while you were right, you're wrong. Look, they scored 31 points in the first half. I was like, I remember, I wasn't going to tweet it out, but I remember thinking, I was like, fucking computer, yeah. 36 points, good call, computer. 31 points in the first half. Well, fucking big donut. Shut out in the second half. 31 points scored. Under hits, computer wins again. So, computer hits again. I said, I remember that game last week, and I was like, fucking computer said 36. I'm glad I faded it because I had the over. Glad I faded that. And, and then after I was like, fuck, why do I fade the computer? So here we are once again. Right now where it's like, oh, God, fuck. They got 36 points scored again. That's what they're saying, 36 points. But look, one thing is the computer was off. Like last week, actually, you know what? Last week it liked the under in the Saints-Eagles game. It's fucking great with the totals. Like as fans, we sort of get attracted to the over and they're going to score. Like the computer's not biased, right? I don't know how the fucking computer comes up with 36 points though for Kansas City Chiefs games. They average 30 points a game. They average 35 points a game. They score 35 points a game. And you put up 36 and got to 31. Like, I don't know how the computer would, like, dude, like, just think about it if a human said that last week. If I would have told you guys, oh, yeah, my lock of the week is the Kansas City, Indianapolis game, like, they won't even crack 36 points. People would have laughed. They'd be like, that's 21 points off the total. Like, we laughed at, and Clam Chowder hasn't retired. He's already out of retirement. Clam Chowder called the show today and he gave a prediction, and Clam Chowder said 24-14 Patriots. You know, which could happen. I sort of chuckled in my head. I'm like, yeah, 24-14 Pats, but watch it happen. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying. We all have an opinion, but no one knows. No one knows. But I'll tell you one thing. I do believe that the Chiefs are going to kill them. That's my new belief. I actually think the Chiefs are going to, like, it's going to be, the wheels are going to fall off for New England. It's going to be like the Clemson-Bama game. Sorry, Drew. But it is a good example. You know, basically, the Patriots have been the bullies forever. The Chiefs have lost to them before. I think the Chiefs, sort of like the Clemson-Bama game, where when Clemson got it going and the wheels fell off for Bama, they couldn't put the wheels back on. It was too much. It was like an ambush. You know, they were like, holy fuck, these guys are just on top of us now. I think it'll be the same thing. Like, if the Chiefs are killing them, I don't think the Patriots are desperate to come back. I think they'll sort of quit. I think Brady will get bitchy, and you know what I mean? And I don't think the Chiefs are going to let up. Remember last year, it really reminds me of last year with Philadelphia and Minnesota, where, and I was on Minnesota, I was wrong on that game. And the same thing, it was only a 3-point spread. And what happened? It was sort of close at first, but as the game went on, the crowd got crazy. Fuck. It was like, it's next level of crazy in certain cities. Philadelphia are nuts. So they got next level of crazy. Like, the crowd was rabid in the second half, man. It was only 21-7. The Vikings were toast. You know what I mean? They were toast. Basically, you had 80,000 Philadelphians on the verge of going to the Super Bowl at home on a Sunday night. Are you shitting me? Like, it's like euphoria. It was over the top, the noise. Now, there's not a market that's crazier about their football team in Kansas City. It's Sunday night. The Chiefs haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1970, man. All right? Like, this is serious shit. Like, it's going to be a madhouse. And if the Chiefs get up, it's going to be fucking electric in there. And it's going to lead to, like, the Chiefs have to know, don't let up. Don't let up. It's Tom Brady. You need to kill him. Like, finish him off. You know what I mean? Like, don't let up. Like, if you guys get up, like last week against the Colts, you got up and you sort of started just fucking around running the ball. You can't do that against the Patriots. Like, murder them. You know what I mean? Get up, get the crowd behind you, turn it into a rout, 48-14, make Brady's life miserable for the night. Oh, they are, right? Good. Thanks, Stooge, for the heads up. I remember. Got a $50 free play coming. Good. Last week, we won the $50 free play. We took the in-game over of the Chargers and the Patriots with that $50 in-game free roll, and we won. All right, Boogie Cousins plays 12 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, I believe it was. Not 4 or 5 rebounds, not bad. I like that, Hobgoblin. The Chiefs team total over. I like it. No, yeah, Stephen A. Smith was Stephen A. Smith was talking about how the LA Rams are going to have a hard time containing Kareem Hunt. Stephen A. Smith should just stop talking about football at this point in time. You know, talk about boxing, talk about the NBA, yell about your shit, but the football thing's not working out for you now. 29.5, huh? That might be better than the total even. But one thing I'll tell you, Hobgoblin, I don't want to start getting I don't want to get too cute. I like the Chiefs. I'm betting the Chiefs. Like I said, you can't guarantee the flows of these football games. I think the Chiefs and the Patriots going to be a high-scoring game, but it wouldn't shock me if the Chiefs sort of shut them down and beat them. You know what I mean? Like if it was 41-14 or like 28-14, 31-14. I mean, where it stayed under, but KC got to 30 or whatever. I don't think that happens, though. Like, I'm not underestimating the Patriots. The Patriots are going to put up a fight. But ultimately, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Let's say like 35-28 Chiefs. 40, 38 fucking 28 Chiefs. You know what I mean? I think the Chiefs will win comfortably, but not destroy them, but comfortable win. I think it creeps over the number, too. I'm getting tired, but I got to scroll through the props and shit tomorrow. We got time. Tomorrow afternoon's going to be the time to do it. But Cam brought up a couple of good random props. Cam brought up one that was interesting. Will there be a fake punt attempted? His book had it. Cam saying yes. Yes, there will be. And, I think Bet365 has this, but I got to find where it is, where it's listed under. But will there be a fourth down conversion? A successful fourth down conversion? I think there will be, yes. Between McVay and Peyton, I bet you there's like multiple fourth down conversions. Well, I'll tell you, my gut impulse is everybody's talking about first game quickly. Everyone's talking about the Saints and the Rams sort of being smash mouth. Ooh, be careful with the over. They're going to run the ball and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, guys. They played not that long ago. It was 45-35. Jared Goff threw for 381 yards and 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees threw for 346 yards. I don't think it's going to be that much different. I'm not saying it'll be that much of a track meet, but the top 4 offenses in the league are here for a reason. They're not suddenly going to not do what they do. Like, it's laughable. Like me and Cam were talking about today. Like, you think Sean McVay got this fucking far to become conservative suddenly? He's Sean McVay. And he's playing Sean Payton. They're both going to do crazy things, thinking if I don't do something nuts here, he's going to do something nuts. You know what I mean? There's going to be fake punts. They're going to be going for it on fourth down. This is like fucking the Joker versus the Joker in a Batman movie. The Riddler versus the Joker. Like, you got 2 diabolical, nut job, good coaches that neither of them are going to be conservative. Sean Payton fucking ran a fake punt on his own 30 last week. Like, it's going to be crazy shit that goes on in this game. And I just don't see it being as close, as low scoring as people think. I think there's going to be points put up. And then and in the late game, same shit. The weather's not even going to be bad. It was over exaggerated. And the Arctic blast is real, but it's going to hit like it's the Monday morning, like here and shit. It's snowing in Kansas City, but it's not the end of be all that they made it out to be. I think there's going to be points in that game too. I'm taking both overs. I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking both overs. And I'm taking the Rams. The Rams will be a smaller play. I'll put the Rams in like a teaser too. Just, or a Rams teaser. Sort of what I did with the Eagles. Like, I'll take a shot. I'll put the Rams plus 10 in a teaser, and then I'll play a small play on the Rams on the money line. I don't really care about the 3 that much. Because the Rams are either probably going to win a game outright or get smoked. So we always talk about point spreads being overrated. Thing is, I don't see it. Like, I think the Rams in a Saint game will be a battle. I think it's going to be a fun battle game. And I do think Kansas City are going to beat up on KC. KC's going to beat up on the Patriots. Not kill them, but like I said, I think, they'll be up by 7. They'll get a turnover. The crowd will be going crazy. Reed won't let up. Tyreek Hill will pop a big one. You know what I mean? Mahomes is next level shit. Andy Reid is so close to a Super Bowl, man. I'm pulling for the guy. Like, the fan in me is pulling for the Rams overall. Like, I like the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, when I lived in LA, it wasn't like, oh, the Raiders or the Rams. Like I told you, even nutjob Raider fans, I remember, like, in the parking lot, they were watching Rams games. All right, good touchdown Rams, Like the Angels, too. I was a Dodger fan there. And I remember, like, the Angels, it wasn't like the rivalry. Like, interleague play didn't exist then. It was like people were happy. Like, I remember Dodger fans like, hey, the Angels are doing good. That's good for them. You know what I mean? It was sort of like they're in the city, so. I do like the long field goal prop a lot in the Saint game. It's indoors. And you know what's crazy? The long field goal prop is 45.5 in the Chief game, and that's outdoors. And it's 44.5 in the Saint game, and that's indoors. And it makes a big difference. Kickers have much better field goal percentages indoors. And you have better kickers. You've got Greg Zuerlein, and you've got Will Lutz. I don't understand that one. Give me the long field goal over. Fake punt plus 250. Cam like that. Cam thinks the Rams are going to run a fake punt. We'll give you a couple of props before we wrap things up. We'll see. We'll tell you what the machine likes with the props, like the value differential. That's what it always comes down to, right? They like Alvin Kamara. Like Alvin Kamara, 4.5 receptions prop. They think he's going to get 5.18. Alvin Kamara rushing yards is 61.5. They think he's going to get 72. Difference of 11. That's one of the higher differences. Brandon Cooks, they like to go over 70 yards. They've got him at 77. This is interesting. Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan's over-under is 28.5. This is according to, let's see what books they use. Let's use my bookies lines. Let's see. Oh, no, I fucked it up. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, Chris Hogan, the prop is 28.5, but they're saying that he's going to get 40 yards. That's a pretty big difference. I can live with that. It doesn't take much to. I like those low ones. I remember we hit Tyrell Williams last week over 22.5. This is interesting. Damian Williams of the Chiefs, over under 64.5 rushing yards. They say he's going to get 74, difference at 10. James White. James White. Last week, James White had 15 receptions. What's his prop this week? 50. He had 15 receptions last week. 17 targets. Player total receptions. Patriots, Chiefs. James White, 5.5. Hey, I know sometimes it sounds it's too good to be true, but we're talking about a guy that was targeted 17 times last week, caught 15 passes. This week, it's 5.5. Another prop, and I haven't done this one much. I used to always do it last year, but quarterback completions. Let's go Tom Brady over. The Patriots are going to be playing from behind, and there's going to be a million dink and dunks and quick hits and shit. Patriots don't run the ball much. They run by doing these little dink and dunks. I'll go over Tom Brady completions, but yeah, James White, I'm definitely going over to 5.5. Julian Edelman. Edelman's probably going to catch a lot of balls, but I'm not going to screw with the 6.5. Gronkowski over under 3.5. He only had like one catch last week. Sammy Watkins is 4.5. Watkins is a sneaky play this week, actually. I think this is a game where Sammy Watkins sort of justifies his career almost. He was good last week, fuck. He had 4 catches. Ricky who was it? Leone brought up. They threw in the ball 20% of the time when they threw it. When they targeted. So he's part of the offense, and he's like the 3rd and 4th option for teams. It's hard to stop. Like suddenly it puts Sammy in a good spot. Like, you know what? What's Sammy Watkins to score a touchdown? Can't believe this, man. I'm never betting on Sammy Watkins, but Sammy Watkins scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to worry about Tyreek Hill. We're talking about the Patriots. What do the Patriots do? First thing the Patriots do is let's take away their best player. Who's their best player? Tyreek Hill. You're not going to be able to stop Tyreek Hill, but they're going to try. All right. Then, oh, yeah, by the way, we have the best tight end in the league, Travis Kelce. So then you have to worry about Kelce. You got to worry about Mahomes. Damian Williams can run the football, so you can't just drop everybody back into coverage. Then Williams will run the ball. So it puts Sammy Watkins in a very favorable spot, man. He's one-on-one with dudes that aren't as good as fast as him because the Patriots' best players are all going to be worried about Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Mahomes. So suddenly Woods gets some very favorable coverage, and he can take Sammy can take advantage of it. Travis Kelce, 6.5. I find it too high. Tyreek Hill, 5.5. Tyreek Hill, you want to go with the yards. Tyreek Hill is always good for a couple of massive plays. And you get the yards instead of the receptions. Chris Hogan's only 2.5 catches. I would go over the number there. Let's see what the computer says. 2.5 is too low. Chris Hogan. Where is he? I just saw him before. Here you go. It's 2.5. They only have him at 2.59 catches. They've got Gronkowski at 3.14, a little under. Sammy Watkins. Look, they've got Sammy Watkins catching 4.5 passes, and they've got Sammy Watkins getting 58 yards. The prop is 4.5 and 57.5. So they're saying Sammy Watkins is going to play right to what the numbers say. And I'm telling you, I got a feeling Sammy Watkins is going to score a touchdown more. Let's check that out. Touchdown scores. Touchdown scores. Total touchdown. No, touchdown scores. Anytime, yes. Touchdown scores. I think Mark Ingram's going to score a touchdown too, but it's only minus 125. Longshot to score a touchdown in the Rams game. Taysom Hill plus 250. Keith Kirkwood plus 350. Ted Ginn Jr., he's only plus 137. Nah, the touchdown props aren't great. Brandon Cooks scored a touchdown plus 100. Robert Woods scored a touchdown plus 100. C.J. Anderson plus 125. Ted Ginn plus 137. Well, let's see what Sammy Watkins pays for score a touchdown. I bet you it's like plus 350 or something. Or maybe I'm being delusional. Plus 200. Not worth it. All right, I told you guys to take the Blazers because the Blazers never get no love. And they're up by 12 right now. I don't know if we're going to get the over, though. Yeah, it's on pace to go over, too. Warriors are up right now by 9 going to the fourth quarter, but that game's not going to go over. So we could go 3-1 or we could go 2-2 here on the way out. We'll see what happens. Be careful, Cody, with CJ touchdown. Okay, I was going to tell you guys though, be careful with CJ Anderson rushing props. Everybody's jumping on the CJ Anderson bandwagon now. He's been great when he came into the regular season, what he's done in the playoff. But it's 53 yards now and shit. And I think Todd Gurley's going to have a big game. I think the Rams are going to throw the ball a lot. But I think Todd Gurley will be used more this week than he was last week against the Cowboys. They held him back last week because they were winning the game. Yeah, it's always good to have multiple accounts, especially for props. So the biggest value plays for the props guys, and I'll post them for you for the most part here. But the biggest ones, if you're wondering to the computer, Tyreek Hill prop 81.5 yards. They think he's going to get 93 yards, difference of 12. Travis Kelce, they've got going over by 8.39. Sonny Michel, they have rushing yards over 14. He's 79. They say he's going to rush for 94. Sammy Watkins is right on his numbers. Robert Woods is right on his numbers. Rob Gronkowski is right on his numbers. Michael Thomas is a little over the number, but it's high. The prop for Michael Thomas is 96.5 receiving yards. They've got him getting 102.5. Julian Edelman receiving yards is 80. They've got him getting 89. James White receiving yards, 48.5. They've got 62. Those are good bets to me. James White over 5.5 receptions and over receiving yards. Tom Brady loves the little dink and dunk in the playoffs. And look, he did it 17 fucking times last week to him. They got Chris Hogan going over by 12. They got Alvin Kamara going over rushing yards. So those are the top ones. Alvin Kamara, total rushing yards over. Chris Hogan, total receiving yards over. Damian Williams, total rush yards over. James White, total receiving yards over. Julian Edelman, receiving yards over. Mark Ingram, rush yards over by 9 yards. That's not a bad discrepancy. Sonny Michel is like their best sort of prop bet, like value difference, 14-yard difference. Sonny Michel, 79.5 yards. They got him at 94. And then Tyreek Hill, over under 81.5. They've got him projected for 93.90. I really like that over 5.5 for White and receiving yards, but I'm going to go to the bathroom. We'll take one last quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up. right, we got the UFC tomorrow night. I'll post the picks tomorrow. Chaku, TSN Radio. I don't know who that is. All right, so we're out of here. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Like I said, it'll probably be a short, little earlier show. I got to head out to the book. I think I'll go tomorrow night. I'll figure it out. He's like, Chuck, who? What happened to Chuck? TSN Chuck? He's like, TSN Radio? I appreciate it, Brooks. So we'll post our UFC picks tomorrow. The salami and cheese guy. He's with the Chicago Bulls now. No, I saw him yesterday, actually, though. He was with he was with the Chicago Bulls before. He used to do Michigan, actually, too. He's an uptight guy in real life, but he's actually nice, you know. He's a straight guy, but he's nice. I should get him on the show, actually. He's enthusiastic, like when he's on the air. All right, I got to get out of here. We'll post our picks in the morning. We'll chip away. Let's get a quick update on the way out here. All right, we're looking good. Blazers looking good. Blazers up by 10. There's only 3 minutes left in the game. Man, Bet365 are going later and later with their in-game totals. They used to pull this shit like with 5 minutes. So the in-game total is 246.5. We've got the over, and we've got the Blazers. The Blazers are going to the line right now, too. So I don't want to jinx it, but we're looking good. And I told you that the Golden State Warriors would roll tonight. And the Warriors are winning right now by 18, but it's not going over. But anyways, we could go 3-1 here with the late night picks. Not bad. Plus, we gave you 2 ice hockey underdogs. Florida Panthers win. New York Islanders win. Brooklyn Nets win. Nice night for Brooklyn tonight. Islanders and the Nets get it done. How about them Brooklyn Nets? Can't wait to talk about the Nets with Corey. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit. I got to get out of here, but there's a video. Go to the Fantasy Sports Network. Go to the Fantasy Sports Network website, the YouTube, if you want. Anyways, I mean, it was yesterday when me and Corey talked about the Brooklyn Nets. I said what a great comeback it was for the Nets against the Rockets and how the Nets are one of the best stories in the NBA and they're kicking ass. And, of course, Corey had to hate on it. Fuck the Nets. They suck. You know, they're nothing. No one cares about the Nets and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they slice up all of the clips of our shows in a million videos and shit. And, you know, they get 100 hits or 200 or sometimes 400 or 78. You know what I mean? So I had to do a double take when I saw it last night that it had like 980 views or something like that. I thought it was a mistake. I was like, there must be the show here at 980 views. And no, it was just the Nets. I don't know how it went viral, basically. It's probably got more now. I don't know how it got picked up, but somebody somewhere fucking a Brooklyn Net fan wasn't happy. There's like fucking 35 comments and shit, all ripping Corey about his take on the Nets. And I told him today, he was like, man, he goes, I was getting fucking messages on Twitter and shit this morning. Corey's not even on Twitter much. He goes, people are telling me to go fuck myself. I'm like, Brooklyn Net fans went after hard. Corey was pretty, Corey ripped shit. So Corey, that smoke. He gave Brooklyn the smoke. Oh, yeah. So it's fucking nuts. Like the views. Like, let me look now. Just caught me off guard. All right. Like, look, a good example is like the show as a whole today The show as a whole today had 1,000 views. Exactly. Let's see. 1,083 views. 52 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Yeah, YouTube's not like, dude, there's 200 people. We're on radio stations. This is just fucking secondary shit, but I'm just giving you an example. So the show had like 1,000. Our preview with Teddy has 113 views right now. My Get Off My Lawn has 101 views. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of the ballpark. You know, Joey Odessa, 105 views. Me and Joey talking. Yesterday's show, 1,200 views. Joey Odessa and me, 105 views. Just our little interview clipped up. Here's the other one. Brooklyn Nets are the best story in the NBA, question mark. 1.4 thousand views. It's up to 1,400. And we've got how many comments? Normally there's no comments or 1 or 2. 38 comments. And it's hilarious. Of course, the butthurt Knicks fan's going to say this about the Nets. Keep on being mediocre and hating just because it makes it funnier. This guy, typical Knicks fan, clueless. This guy, I want to smack the Yankee hat off this guy's head. Brooklyn, go hard, old man. New Yorkers still waiting for another Ewing. Shaking my head. This guy, Knicks fans getting nervous. This guy, how's this guy on TV? He has no knowledge of the NBA. He seems like the random old dude in the corner store you just ignore and walk away from. I was reading some of them on the show today. It was fucking funny shit. Nobody says they like me or anything. They're just hating on Corey. One guy's like, I agree with the guy saying don't, because I said they shouldn't sign Kyrie Irving, that he'll ruin their chemistry. And it's, you know, now the people agree with that. People are like, I hate this guy in the Yankee hat. So today, Corey re-upped it a bit. Yeah, I guess so, Hobgoblin. So it's funny though, like he's not upset about it. He's glad we got hits, right? So today, I think it was almost out of spite. So today, he's like, I told him, I started reading the tweets, I read the comments to him, and he's like, the Brooklyn Nets are gonna lose tonight. He's like, they're gonna lose. Orlando's gonna kill them. He's like, Brooklyn suck, and he went back to the Brooklyn shit. He's like, they're just lucky, and it's not gonna blah blah. He's going off, and I think he actually bet on him though. So I like Corey. I don't want him to lose his money, and I actually told him off the air after, but I don't know if he listened to me. I told him off the air after. I said, hey, Corey, I said, no joke. I said, I'm not just saying shit about the Nets for on the air. I said, don't bet against them. He goes, no, Orlando's going to beat them. He goes, a bad spot for after this week for them. I said, yeah. I said, they win a lot in bad spots. I said, they don't really have bad spots. They just keep winning. And he goes, they're not that good. And even off the air, he was like, fuck them. He goes, I don't even know why you picked them up so much. So you like them. They're not that good. And I'm like, and then off the air, I was like, dude, they're 15 and fucking 5 in their last 20 games, bro. I said, I'm warning you, Corey. So tonight, I thought of them when I saw Orlando was up like 84-61. They're up like 22 points or something. And I'm like, wow, fucking Corey. I'm like, yeah, he's going to see, I told you. But I thought to myself, I didn't panic, even though I had the Nets. I was like, man, they're going to come back. Fuck, they always come back. They're going to come back. And lo and behold, just like clockwork, it started. 3-ball. Dinwiddie for 3. Russell for 3. Hey, block Allen. Fast break dunk. Oh, defense. They held the Orlando Magic to 2 points in the last 5 minutes of the game. 2 points. Allen swatting shit. They're diving for loose balls. The fucking Russell scored 19 consecutive points in the game. A 19-0 run by the Nets was all him. It's the first time like since I think he's the third guy in NBA history only to do it. It's gold. Because last week Corey was saying they don't have anybody and they suck. And he said they don't have any stars. And I said D'Angelo Russell's turning into a star. And he started laughing. And ever since then, man, he went off for like 40 tonight. He's the first guy, I think, since Kobe Bryant to score 19 straight points in a game. Like combined between two teams. Like he took the game over. Fuck. Yeah. True. They were down 23 points going into the fourth quarter and they came back again. You should have seen when they won the game, you would have thought they won the NBA championship. Like they're enthusiastic, like the bench, like they were fucking like they were like a college team on the floor. Like one dude on the Knicks, the Harris guy, he dove for a ball and he tried to keep it in bounds and he swatted it. And he's like face first. And guys on the Nets like fucking like fell down and joined them on the ground, like celebrating with them, like because they hit a three and shit. Like they're like a college team. They're all like hugging each other after. They ran onto the court like the guys that aren't playing in street clothes. Like it was like college. Like they ran into the court like with their fucking they advanced in the tournament shit. Right after the game, he interviewed D'Angelo Russell and he goes on to the next one, man. He goes, we're loving it. He goes, the basketball gods, and he even said it. He goes, the basketball gods are rewarding us for our work. He goes, on to the next one. He goes, we've been really good at moving on. He goes, on to the next one. And he goes, we got tomorrow off. We're on Sunday. Let's go. 23 points down, another comeback. Dude, it went from, maybe the Nets can maybe make the playoffs or fight for 8th place and, not make it but hang around, to, look, they're the 8th seed now, to like, look, they're 1 game behind the Boston Celtics now. Dude, like they're a game and a half out of the 5 seed now. Like it's not just like, they're a little story. It's like, no. Like they're fucking, you don't want to play these guys now. They're really coming together, and they're getting Karis LeVert back soon too, who's a fucking stud. Remember when he broke shit? It wasn't as bad as people thought. He's going to be back soon. And it won't hurt their chemistry because he's one of them. He's been there. They like him. It's not like a new guy coming in. And the best part is the odds maker really isn't adjusting for this. No, if they're smart, man, they don't even jump after stars. They just keep building on what they have, like more good players type thing. They're not going to get guys. The Brooklyn Nets are a great story. They're still dead last in the NBA in attendance. Like it's major step. Kyrie Irving's from New Jersey. That's why. You know what I mean? That's why it was like the Knicks or the Nets. There was a rumor that Butler and Kyrie were going to go to Brooklyn and start something, but exactly. D'Angelo Russell's really turning into a star on his own. Karis LeVert's this fucking stud. Dinwiddie's really balling. Jared Allen's a great fucking block defense guy. Like, they got a good thing going, man. Like, it's not just like a lucky little thing. They're a good team. Now, I doubt they'll be able to keep this up. That's the thing. I mean, there's got to be a regression coming at some point, but they've been balling. All right, so their next game. Oh, fuck. This is a situation where I could actually. No, I got game time decisions. Shit. They're playing Martin Luther King Day on Monday at home, fucking 3:30 in the afternoon. I was like, oh, fuck, I'll go after game time decisions. But I got the radio show at 4. Fuck. So, yeah, they're hosting the Sacramento Kings. It's funny, too, because Corey was just saying the Kings are a better story than them. The Kings are a very good story, too, this year. But I said they can both be good stories. The Kings deserve love, too, but I got to get out of here. All right, here we go. Here we go. How do we not go? Here it is, guys. I was always bitching they're not playing. Next Friday night, the Brooklyn Nets host the New York Knicks. Knicks at Nets. Next Friday night. That'd be a great fucking atmosphere. Especially with the Nets being good, fuck now. And the Knicks not. So look, the Nets are like 24 and 23. They're on a little bit of a big run right now, and their next 3 games are at home. And in fact, 4 of their next 5 games are at home, and a lot of them are winnable. Like the Nets-Kings, winnable game for the Nets. Nets then host the Orlando Magic. They just beat. They'll beat them. They'll beat the Knicks. Then they go to Boston. They'll probably lose. And then they come home the next night and they play the Bulls and they'll win. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they're 4-1 in the next 5, and they just keep racking up the wins type thing. Yeah, our live drunk streaming the games, yeah. Well, we'll bust out a Periscope one of these nights. All right, I got to get out of here. Yeah, Dinwiddie's a badass right now, Lock Stackins. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to do some studying so we can get some winners going for the weekend. If I'm just talking all the time, I'm not studying and researching. I got to get some rest. And, man, I've been doing this shit since 6:45 in the morning. I've been up and kicking it. Because tomorrow, like I said, I plan on having a couple of drinks tomorrow night. So, fucking stress, have a couple of drinks. There's a UFC tomorrow night. And then Sunday, I'll wake up, I'll be hungover, and I got to go into the afternoon and do the show in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon. It's a little reprieve for me, though. Instead of 10 a.m., I only have to be there at 2 in the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, I'll wake up, I'll post you guys some college basketball, a couple of college plays, but we'll focus in on the UFC tomorrow night, get some winners, post the right picks. We'll do a little pregame show tomorrow night before I go over to the sports book, and I'll watch the main event over there. Starts at 10, the main event. Preview, is at 8. I'll see if Riggs can pick me up, or I'll meet him there, whatever. I do have to get out to the book tomorrow night, though, and watch the UFC over at the book, and we'll do the show Sunday afternoon. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're going to have picks for you in the morning. Thanks, C. White. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for the patronage. Thanks to anyone tuning in and you're not in the chat or you watch the replay and stuff. I haven't looked, Hobgoblin. We'll have it for you in the morning. Golden State's up by 20 with 1 minute left. So We hit Golden State. I was right about it. Fucking total. But I'm telling you, Golden State are dangerous right now. Like Golden State are starting to really rack up fucking a lot of points, and they're starting to get into a groove. Well, it's the thing, Hobgoblin. We can't just make up plays. We got to, you know. Listen, Saturday college basketball is overwhelming. There's a million games, so it's hard to find the right spots. I'm focusing in on the UFC tomorrow and NFL on Sunday, but we'll have a couple of college plays and NBA plays. And hey, we just went 2-0 in the NHL tonight with underdogs. I'm finding it's best. You win more money when you don't force picks. If you like the NHL card, you bet it. If you don't, take it off and bet another sport. You know what I mean? Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours, guys. Later.